We don't even mention like.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the special second night of the John Cena Sr. Spectacular. We have got the stuff we didn't delve into the first night. We are going to be getting into tonight. And without further ado, Kenny, do you want to introduce our guest?
I believe I can do that. Lord, I've had a busy day today. I just got done doing the Rico Constantino's show. They had me on over there today, and I actually got a job offer over there today, but I'm stretched a little bit thin right now, so I don't think I can accept what they were wanting me to do, but very flattering. They were very kind over there. First time I've done Rico's show, and Rico, as a matter of fact, sends his love to our guest. He was very closely aligned with our guest, and we'll get into that as the show goes on. But without further ado, for part two of the John Cena Sr. special, I introduced none other than John Cena Sr. Got that right to the point, didn't we? Got that right to the point. Mr. Cena Sr., how you doing for part two of tonight?
I'm doing fabulous tonight, and yourself?
Worn out. It's been a long, long day, and on very, very short notice, I was asked to do Rico's show today, and so I'm doing kind of like a day-night doubleheader here. And I actually just wrapped up with Rico's show about 30 minutes ago, but that is a pre-recorded show with him and his partner Amir over there, and as a matter of fact, it went very well. I think they're supposed to drop it Saturday night. I think Saturday or Sunday. They don't like to drop shows on Friday because you got SmackDown coming out and so many other shows coming out on Fridays. So I think they've agreed to do it there. And plus, I was on the phone with my attorneys today. We had some things we got to take care of. So we've been on the phone with them today. I was on the phone with YouTube executives today. It's been a busy day, and just had some things I needed to take care of. And we've laid the groundwork to get that done. So all you can do. We're very popular, you know. We're very popular.
And how are you doing, Bob?
I am spectacular. I slept all of 2 hours last night, so I spent the biggest majority of today asleep, which was the most productive I've been in weeks.
So you got 2 hours sleep combined, or you got 2 hours sleep including what you got today?
No, including what I got today. I got a good 8 hours, but for whatever reason, I just couldn't get to sleep last night. Fell asleep about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then had an alarm go off. This is way too early. So I called in sick, took a sick day, and slept due to insomnia.
I hope your boss isn't watching.
Well, my boss knows that I called in sick because I was having insomnia. That's
Mr. Cena. Mr. Cena, is your boss is your boss watching tonight, Mr. Cena?
She's in there watching Landmark or whatever that show is.
What's the name of it?
What's it on? It's on Paramount. Landman, is that it?
Oh, I love Landman, but they don't have new ones on yet, do they? She's getting caught up, I guess.
Well, I don't know.
Tell her I love Landman. That is a great show.
We'll do that. We'll do
Billy
that.
Bob Thornton. Billy Bob Thornton, right?
What's that?
Good.
Billy Bob Thornton, correct, on Landman?
I don't watch it, so I don't know.
Well, you might want to go in there and say, hey, Kenny's on his way over, and we're going to watch Landman with you tonight.
Okay. She'll get some power bars out and popcorn, and you guys are just
that, and just tell her it's been a long day, and I'm in a snuggling mood.
Oh, there you go. All right, here we go.
Well, I didn't say who with. It might be with you. You don't know.
Whoa, I know.
Might be with the pug.
Might be with the pug. More than likely the pug. I was once walking down the street one day, and a guy walked up and said, "You ain't nothing but a pug snuggler." I said, well, "You got me." I
there you go. There you go. See,
that's what I do. How about that roaring fire I got going on behind me tonight?
That's awesome. I think
a lot of people thought that was a television, but that's actually a fireplace built into the wall. A lot of the marks didn't know, but they know now. But Mr. Coltrane, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I don't know. We got we're a very loved bunch over here. We're a very loved bunch. We got Splain to do Donald Flowers in the house tonight. No, in case you're wondering, we have a troll or two that keeps wanting to get through the show, and one of them exposed themselves on the last show, claiming they were in the Philippines. They were not. They were hanging out at the neighbor's house. So that troll's been gotten rid of, and we got rid of another long-time infiltrator troll that you know very well. We had to get rid of that one. And apparently we're very popular people against people that we try not to have anything to do with, but they love us so much.
You know, if
But
our
they just
names
won't- they just won't.
at all times.
I don't know, Mr. Cena, if you ever broke up with a girl and the girl just wouldn't let you go, and the girl just, say for years, just begged you to be a part of her life, even though you've made it clear that you don't want her. Because I always had a rule in life. If a girl decides she doesn't want me, then go away. Just go away. Leave the girl alone. Find somebody that does want you and go there. Just, leave the girl alone. Or the guy, or whatever the case may be. Because to me, it's I don't know why you keep wanting to be a part of someone's life that doesn't want anything to do with you. Be it male, female, podcast, whatever the case may be.
Kill over it.
I don't get it. I don't get it. We're just a small little happy family over here, and we're happy amongst ourselves. And we've gotten rid of some people. We just want to be amongst ourselves. Don't pursue us for 7 years over and over and over again, because it's over. The relationship is over.
Like a mental disease almost at that point.
It's a mental disorder. It truly is. It's a mental disorder. Speaking of mental disorders, I'll be all right. I might not need to get help after all. Yeah.
Always not a bad idea.
Not a record, but better than we did. We're not going against the president tonight, Mr. Cena. So we do have 63 live viewers in here, but we do have this set up for, I think, 5 weeks. You have to be a subscriber for at least 5 weeks, or you cannot comment. There's a reason for that, because lots of trolls really love to come here for some reason. So if you're going to be a troll and you want to come over here, you're going to have to.
How could you not resist?
I don't know. Are you sure you don't have a new camera over there, Coltrane? You're looking a little clearer than normal.
You know what it is I've built like a little 4077 tent around myself, so that way the light is.
Well, you're going to have to educate me. Me and Mr. Cena might be two of the
mash.
Me and Mr. Cena might need a education on the 407 tent.
4077.
Oh, excuse me, I left the number out of there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the mash unit.
The mash. Oh, okay. Now, all right. Now you got me. I know what you're talking about now.
Man, I thought
we have the show set up to where if you have not been a subscriber for at least 5 weeks or longer, you will not be able to comment. Now, if you would like to make a donation and ask a question, you can do that, because it doesn't stop you from donating. We had it members only the other night, and if you were a member, you could not comment. You had to be a member or you couldn't comment. So, what else is going on? We did the show with Rico today, and we're going to have to do a part 2, because as Rico warned them, we never even got to talking about the Cena heel turn. That's the reason they had me over there, was to talk about the Cena heel turn. And you know what we talked about more than the Cena heel turn? What we do on this show for Filipino families. And it touched the guy's heart. It touched the guy's heart. And so we never got to it. We never talked about the Cena heel turn. I said, you know what? We had Mr. John Cena Sr. on our show the other day, and we never got to talking about the Cena heel turn.
No, we never did.
I don't know who to blame. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody we could point a finger at.
But we actually did say it was going to be a part 2 type thing.
We did. Well, we didn't necessarily say we were going to build to part 2. We didn't say that. But
yeah, we just
if you're going to do 2 parts, then one part's going to have something, and the other part
stretch a little bit somewhere.
Yeah. Then the other part's going to have something. And I'm going to be moving around on my desk today. I had to get back on my liquid diuretics in preparation of the upcoming surgery I've gotten. I have to keep that fluid weight off from me. And at the end of the day, when you've gone to the bathroom a lot, your stomach muscles start to cramp real bad. And sometimes the slightest movement makes every muscle in your body lock up. And so if y'all hear me grunting or trying to move to where it doesn't hurt anymore, It's just now starting to hit me because I took my ViewMax at noon today, and it's now 9:30, and it's starting to kick in. It's starting to kick in.
Welcome to Too Much Information with Kenny Bolin.
Well, I mean, I'm cramping over here for crying out loud. I mean, god dang.
That's that.
Milk of magnesium. No, I need potassium, but the drugstore's out of potassium. They ordered me a 90-day supply, and they don't have it yet.
38 bananas in your kitchen?
There was 7, but I could eat 3 bananas and it does no good. I have to have.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it does no good. I could eat 3 bananas and it does nothing. Other than add a lot of carbs to my diet. So my doctors, as a matter of fact, have cut me to half a banana today. And I know we got people watching this show right now. So are we just going to hear about Bolin's bananas? Yeah. Bananas. You tuned in for Bolin Bananas, trolls. Hope you enjoy yourselves. So, well, what do we got here?
Prenatal dreams. Probably the Wednesday after, what's the drinking day? St. Patrick's.
Is that somebody you know? Because my patience will be very thin with people.
I have no idea, but they're being nice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, my patience will be very thin for people asking questions without badges or donations.
Jason's had some stuff going on, and that stuff is
I was told to resurrect the George Captor $50 challenge tonight. He did say that Coltrane's donation does not count because he's family. He's in house. He's in house. But yeah, Rico did send his love there. Mr. Cena wanted to send you his love.
Same here, good brother. Thank you.
And his podcast partner over there, Amir, a class act. He is from England, and got along with him so good. I mean, I felt like family over there today. He didn't know a lot about me. I didn't know a lot about him. But trust me, after 90 minutes, we got to know each other a lot better. And I was very thrilled to have done their show today. Good people over there at Rico's podcast. So definitely want to give him a shout out, and we'll promote the release of that show probably on Tuesday. But it'll be releasing this weekend. So if you know how to get to Rico's show, make sure to look that up. And I had a real good time over there. And Mr. Cena came up in topic. And it's a tough day, Bob. It's a tough day. Jesus. Lord help me. I've just found the Lord there, Mr. Cena. I just found him.
Brother. Amen.
All it took was a couple of stomach cramps to make me to find the Lord.
See that?
No atheists and foxholes, right?
Like I say, good thing you didn't take X-Lax because you'd really be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. You know what's something I've never took? I know a lot of people that have. I've never took X-Lax a day in my life. I have had the what's the pink stuff? The Pepto-Bismol. I had that a few years ago.
It makes it makes stuff black when it comes out.
The stomach coater.
Here's the hell
now, when is the last time that you have had John in your home? When's the last time he was able to visit? Because I know his schedule was just relentless.
And was there a food fight?
I would say that would be a couple of days after Christmas.
Couple of days every okay. All right, so somewhat recently then. It ain't been that long.
No.
I mean, that's about how often I see my mom nowadays.
I know your cousin Matt. As a matter of fact, he's supposed to be coming over here to pick up one of those fake autograph pictures I've been selling. And thank God your cousin Matt wasn't smart enough to realize that we're just selling fakes over here. We have no real ones. Mr. Cena, you would know a fake. Mr. Cena, you might be qualified to help me out here. Would you recognize a fake autograph of your son if you saw it?
I would indeed.
Here we go. Bob, let's go to the studio. And we have the man right here while the trolls are watching, and we know they are. Let's throw them up, and if we have any fake autographs over here, we'll see if Mr. Cena can help me out. Because I'm going to sue the guy that signed them for me.
Let's take a look at this one first.
Well, that one there, that looks suspicious. Now, hang on. That looks suspicious. Yeah. There could be problems with this one.
It's all right, too.
Well, I believe if you recall,
yes,
I did send you.
Oh,
one of
it was you.
Yeah, I did send that to you. That was Tony Atlas drew that. John,
I see his autograph down here at the bottom. Is that really Tony Atlas's autograph, or is that one of those fakes I've been known to peddle?
No, that's Mr. Tony Atlas's.
That's Tony.
autograph.
Yeah, it looked pretty accurate. Now that's not Tony Atlas's iPhone, there is it?
No, I don't know whose iPhone that is, but it's there.
Well, I see a name on it. I got an idea who it might belong to.
Oh.
That John Cena elbow grease book. Did he have anything to do with that, or is this just propaganda?
No, John wrote that book and it made the bestsellers list. Yes, it did.
Is it really?
I had a book, but I don't think mine made the bestsellers list.
Did I send you an autographed copy of that, or was that just?
I don't know. No, that's why I included. That's why I was going to include an 8x10 picture with it, because the book itself is not signed. But if you have a signed one, I'd love one.
Let me see what I can do on that for you, Mr. Bolin.
Have you ever met your son? And would you recognize if he signed you a fake autograph?
And could you see him?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I have a place up in Maine, Beaumar Hall up there, where I sell a lot of my trinkets, games. I collect a lot of toys, and I brought up 2 magazines that was signed by John. And supposedly this guy is a sports enthusiast and can tell a fake from a non-fake. Well, you do know that John's autograph changed from when he first started to what you see on the screen now.
I think we're going to see evidence of that here very soon.
Got to sign faster.
There you go. There you go.
Early days. Now his signature doesn't look exactly like that anymore, does it?
No, it does not.
But would you say that's John's signature?
I would indeed.
Well, I would too, because I watched him sign it.
There you go. I can tell you. Look,
How about
that picture right there. That's not exactly like the other one, but does that look like John's signature?
The J looks the same.
That is John's signature.
That is John's signature, and you know
It's
how
kinda
I know that?
my
Well,
face.
I watched him sign it. Okay, do we have another?
That's all of the John Cena signatures that we have.
No, we
But
have one
do
more.
have.
We have one more.
No.
I thought it was loaded in there already. There's another one. Maybe I didn't send you a picture of that.
Well, no, we have a picture of John. It's not autographed though.
That's not autographed. Oh,
That's
this is the story we have to tell tonight, Mr. Cena, because I did promise to tell the story. That's referee Robert Briscoe there.
And
you know the wrestler with the microphone there, correct?
That was done at Six Flags. I remember that.
Six Flags.
Is that when we did that one? Is that correct? When he fought Ric Flair?
Yeah, no, that is not the Ric Flair match. This is Cena and Christian, but I've forgot who we went against that night. But your son got mad. Now the Ric Flair match I remember very well, and I'll tell that story real quick. It's me, Sean O'Hare, John Cena, and we're in the ring waiting at cold as hell, late March, about 40 degrees at bell time. Mm-hmm. And we're the main event, and we're standing in the ring waiting for the introduction of Ric Flair and David Flair. First time Rick and David had ever teamed up.
Right.
John's standing in the ring, and the music hits, and here comes Ric Flair. And he's got the robe, and Dave's with him. John taps me on the shoulder. He says, Kenny, or King, or whatever he called me. He says, do you realize what's about to happen? I looked at him. I said, I think so. I said, what's about to happen? And I'm going to use the language that was used with me that night. We are getting ready to wrestle Ric fucking Flair. I said, yeah. He says, Kenny, we are getting ready to wrestle Ric fucking Flair. I said, uh-huh. Do you fucking believe this? I said, yeah, because I got booked to do this about a week ago. He says, Kenny, it's Ric fucking, he's coming down the ring and he's going to wrestle us. I said, well, he's going to wrestle you. I'm going to be out there. And Sean O'Hare says, John, calm down. So Sean O'Hare, the voice of reason, John, calm down.
I was there for that show. I was there.
And you were there that night, right?
I was there. There. Indeed, I was.
And we're freezing. Here I got a coat on, a shirt and everything. Poor John and Sean out there bearskin like you see right now. But that was a warm night that night. But that night we were freezing. And John was so amped up that he was getting ready to wrestle Ric Flair at Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom. And that was very early in John's career, right? That was year one, if not barely into it.
Correct.
So that was an exciting night. But this night, and we'll tell the story in a little bit, we have 110 viewers in here right now, Mr. Cena. I knew the president screwed us the other night. Unfortunately, most of them won't be able to talk unless they get a membership. But Christian, you know what? We got a good viewership in here right now. What time is it now? At 9:30, I will tell the story of why your son got mad at me that night. I mean, very mad. But it turned out it wasn't me he should have been mad at. So we'll tell that story at 9:30. We'll give it 7 more minutes. But yeah, we built. I think we were at 60. We got about 110 in here now. I knew if we didn't go ahead of the president, if we didn't go head to head, we might be able to get some numbers in here tonight.
Well,
in hindsight, Rick was going to wrestle John fucking. Well, in hindsight,
Yeah.
I think we can throw that one up. He's got a badge. In hindsight, Rick was going to wrestle John fucking Cena.
yes.
In hindsight.
Oh, did you hear what
Little
Ric Flair
did-
said about the 17th championship?
Yes.
Do you think he realized on that night that he was getting ready to wrestle the guy that was going to break his record, or at least I still feel he will? I think that Ric Flair could not have possibly dreamed in a million years I'm getting ready to wrestle the guy that's going to break my record, or at least tie it.
Well, no, he's
And
gonna
they're
stop
tied right
taking
now,
his,
correct?
blood thinners and get through the crowd to make sure it doesn't happen.
Well,
He's still,
you never know.
You know what? That would almost be funny
I
if
know.
he actually came in.
I remember when
down
you
there,
got.
pass out.
I remember when you got the last time Cena was on. I'm the proud owner of the Chris. Yep, you got
yeah,
that fake Chris Benoit autograph. So Mr. Cena is verifying for the trolls out there, for the millions, well, 7, that those are John Cena's autographs, correct?
Yes, but let me clarify one thing.
Go ahead.
The poster that you put up
Yes.
that was drawn by Tony Atlas, if you remember correctly,
Yes.
I have the original.
Yeah, you have the original. That is a copy, which we have made very clear.
That is correct. So
that you took. I think you put a limit of 25 total on that to be sold around the world, right?
that is correct. That is correct.
That's the 25th. That's the 25th because you sent me 2 of them.
Right. And what I did was also Tony Atlas drew another picture of John Cena, and it's me and John, and
I've
that
seen
is
that.
limited to only 10 reproductions. And I
don't possess any of that one. I don't
now
possess any of that.
on that particular, and you give me what you need and I'll send you one. You probably end up with 5 or 10 or 8 or 10, but I will say
Okay.
this: you will get with that poster a COA, because I had that notarized.
Oh,
those
okay.
signatures on that poster. The poster is a reproduction. The signatures are authentic. John
There you
signed.
go.
John
There you go.
signed 10 posters, and I signed 10 posters.
Okay.
That's it, baby. There aren't any more. So if you get a copy of that, not you, anybody else, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have a number on the back, 3 of 5, 10 of 5, and you
Mhm.
don't get the COA signed
Yeah.
by the notary public, it's fake.
Yeah. Because you can't ask the man to draw 10 of those. I mean, for crying out loud.
That's it.
I mean,
10 of-
there's only a certain way to do it, and I'm on. I mean, there's a lot of people that would like to have that, but yeah, I've heard some people snipping at the price of it, but that's that. I've got of that one. I've got the last one that's for sale. That's it.
what do you have it up for?
That's the last one, and then you've got the one of you all together, and I'd be honored to have one. I mean, obviously, if you can make money off from them or raise money for a charity, I totally understand. But yeah, I'd certainly, absolutely love to have one. Because I don't collect a lot of memorabilia.
we're
A
asking-
lot of the memorabilia I got, I'm selling because I want somebody else to have it. I'm getting old, and I want somebody else to enjoy these things. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're asking $400 for that.
Yes, and that was the price that Mr. Cena told me to put on it. And then I think one night we lowered it to $350. We thought maybe if we lowered the number a little bit, but Mr. Cena said no. That's a $400 picture. I saw him for $400. You had one time you sold that picture for $900. Do you remember the story? Do you remember how I come up with that number?
There was an auction, by the way, that I donated that to charity, and it was framed.
Mm-hmm.
We told people it was a reproduction.
Yeah.
And that drew a large sum of money, and the person that bought it returned it and said re-auction it so we can raise more money for these kids.
And ended up making $900 off that one picture.
But the one I will send, when the show's over again, either tonight or tomorrow, resend me your address. I'll find a tube. I will get that out to you.
Oh man, that's sweet of you to do that. I appreciate it.
Do what you want with
but
it.
I'm only going to accept it under one condition.
What's that?
How many whoopie pies can you get in the tube?
See, all you need is for that.
Let's really make that. let's really make that tube valuable and line that
No.
some bitch with whoopie pies.
All you need is one of those whoopie pies to break loose and smear all over that poster.
No, have you seen the way his whoopie pies are wrapped? Let me tell you what he did the first time.
No, I had never seen
hang on.
Because I've never gotten one.
Well, and with an attitude like that, you ain't going to. But because Mr. Cena don't like attitude. But let me tell you what he did the first time when I got my first batch of whoopie pies. Not only were they hermetically sealed in those great wrappers they come in, and they don't come apart easy, he put them in Ziploc bags, zipped, the good ones, not no bullshit zip. These are the good ones. So these weren't leaking on anything. Not the ones he sent me. They were in the wrappers. That would have been good enough for most people. He took the time to put each one of them in an individual Ziploc bag.
And with love.
I've dated women I wish would have used an individual Ziploc bag in case the one I put over their head broke. Didn't happen.
I've been thinking, you sent me some information on somebody that wants whoopie pies. I haven't contacted
I did.
him.
Yeah, I certainly did.
Yeah. I will get back to him. But the more I think about it, I'm just wondering if we could talk to the guy that bakes them and see if he will allow me to have people contact him directly. The only thing is they won't be autographed.
Because you autograph yours. Yeah.
Everyone is autographed. But I would think that if we could get a bunch of those, a bunch of orders, maybe we could work something out where $1 off everyone comes to you for your Filipino families or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just food for thought. I'm thinking about that, but I will get in contact with that fellow. Who knows?
Yeah.
This thing could go big time. The whoopie pies are that good. They're that
well,
good.
I'll tell you what, if you want a verbal commitment on how damn good those things are, man, my favorite was the caramel apple so far, but I've had the banana and I've had the chocolate, and I got absolutely no complaints about those either. It is a half-pound whoopie pie that if you just want something sweet, man, if whether you're dieting or not, and it's that cheat day is rolled around and you just want something amazing. If you've ever had these knockoff, I call them knockoffs now, these similar things that you might find in a store, they don't compete, guys. They do not compete. So it's whoopie pies and Fabo Pops. Well, there you go. Tea Maker's keeping up.
Well, the Fabo Pop the Fabo Pop was the soda I used to sell.
And that's the hard one to ship because, you got those bottles. Now, Bob did get some of those.
Yeah, well, I don't know where that shipment went. The post office never could find those bottles. But I tell you, another thought I have in mind is, how about we think about this? Maybe I ship you 24 whoopie pies, and you can sell them or auction them off directly on your show.
And Kenny, why don't you only eat 20 of them and auction off the other?
See, there we go. Yeah, here we go. Jeez.
Why don't you just cut back to 20 of those pies, Kenny, and then you can auction 4 of them off?
Wait.
Think about that.
Just don't send me 24 caramel apple or any of those other great flavors that you were telling me about.
Spumoni is really good. That's really, really good.
That strawberry one you told me about sounded good too.
The caramel, the maple bacon is outstanding. They're on to me. Maybe we're going to do a Bowl and Buster.
Would there be a peanut butter and jelly and banana fried?
Peanut butter, jelly, bananas, raisins, you know what? It's enough to make you sick.
I like raisins. I don't like things with raisins in them.
Maybe we can think about that, Kenny. How would that be if we shipped you 24?
Somebody trying to help our good friend Maxine out there?
Well, get ready to. Maxine, are you on an iPhone? Or are you on a computer? Or are you on an Android phone? How are you watching the show? Yeah, tell us that, and we can tell you how to get a membership.
And did I not tell you, though, it's free advertising?
You know what I would do with that last poster? That last poster, rather than putting a price on it, why don't you auction it off?
Just have an auction and put a minimum on it, of course.
Yeah, starting bid is $100.
Okay. I'm gonna up you on. I'm gonna say 150 because if there's ever a 150 picture, that's the one.
Well,
if there's ever a 150, and that's the last one. That's the last one.
Yeah, he's not going to draw another one of those.
Nope,
and
he will not.
I'm not making any more copies of that. So unless somebody has a copy that got one through an auction, decides to make copies of that, that's plagiarism. But you know what? We all know how that works. So, but the one I will send you of John and I, again, just to say, the picture is copied. The autographs are authentic.
And you obviously told us that because did you send me 2 or 3 of those originals? I think it was 2, wasn't it?
The poster I sent you 2.
Yeah, you sent me 2.
Yep.
And we were very clear with everybody that that is a copy, but we also very clear that there's only 25 of them made. And there's only 10 of this one that I'll be getting soon. There's only 10. That fire's roaring back there. It's cold. I had to go out and clean my own yard up today. The guy that I hired to do it didn't show up. Oh, here we go. Oh man, look at that. Hell yeah.
Oh.
Got some color in that one.
That Johnny
This
Fabulous.
is the only one that Tony Atlas has done with color. And again, I reiterate to your trolls out there, John signed all 10 of these, and there's a certificate of authenticity notarized, stating that notary was present when these were signed.
Well, my trolls are not very smart, but I'm hoping that you have dumbed that down for them to where they can figure that out.
I'll actually.
That you have gone on camera, held up the poster. The picture itself is copied. The signatures are authentic and real.
That's
where
correct.
they signed the 10 of them.
And there's a notarized certificate of authenticity that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you will probably end. They're so limited because I'm not doing 25. I agreed only to do 10.
Yeah,
When
that's pretty cool.
Those 10 are done, they're done. So if somebody gets one of those without that COA, trust me, it's a copy. It's not the original authentic.
Not the original.
But you're going to get one that's signed by both John and I. And I'll tell you, I'm not patting myself on the back, but I don't know anywhere where you can find, and I'm no superstar, but you will not find anything anywhere done with the 2 of us and signed by the both of us.
Probably not a lot.
There aren't any. There are not. The only other ones I did was when I was with Chaotic Wrestling. I did a limited of 5 framed. And it was John and I 8x10s, and those were original signatures. Those were raffled off for charity and also to help young men and women who wanted to get into the wrestling business. And the money that was raised from those pictures was put into an account so they could start a career in wrestling if they couldn't afford a couple of months' payments to get started. So, you know what? I'm not in the business of pushing fake material, period.
Tell your teacher to wait 90 minutes and I will have the money for your pictures. Okay. So y'all know J9E that watches the show, right? J9E has to pay for her. She's a senior this year and she has to pay for her pictures. She needed food the other day. I said, well, we got enough money to either get you food or pay for your pictures. I suggest you get food. I thought it was a regular pictorial. She's now telling me the school is not going to let her graduate unless she pays for the pictures that they've already took. I'm going to send Bob the pictures that we can get up on the show a little bit later for Jason and Bob. And the Philippines does this shit. They try to weasel every nickel out of you can get. Those are her graduation pictures. If she doesn't pay for them, they're not going to let her graduate. It's $480. It's about $10.
If she doesn't pay for pictures, she can't graduate.
They're trying to threaten her to graduate over $10 damn.
They are always holding.
So we're going to get you the money. Mr. Coltrane is making a donation a little bit later tonight. We will have some funds to work with. Hopefully, we'll get somebody to match the George Kafter $50 challenge, because he said if someone does, he will match it, and he's done it before. He's good for his word.
Count.
Maybe one of the trolls, now that they know the autographs aren't fake, confessed by John, unless Cena's in on it. Then we got something there.
Mr. Cena turned heel.
In case me and Mr. Cena are running a scam on his son.
Oh yeah.
You never know. We're a Weasley couple.
Hell, it happened to Gary Coleman. You never know.
I would probably have the attitude adjustment plus.
Honey, I'm doing my show. I'll get with you after the show.
No. And again, I would auction that off. Start it at 150, and if you get 200, let it go, because the one I'm going to send you is going to be worth more than what you're trying to get for the copied copy.
Okay. Well, J9E says she's watching the show. She says, I'm watching your show, Dad. Honey, we will get you the money for the
Good for
pictures.
her.
I didn't realize they were threatening your graduation over graduation pictures.
Insane.
Bob
That's
has your-
insane.
Damn
It
near
is
top.
insane. They do that shit all the time. They do it in high school.
There she is. There she
Sweet
is.
little girl. They fixed her up good for that day
Nice hair.
because I've seen her regular pictures and they duded her up real nice there. Do we have the other one?
Nice comment that you're making there, Kenny. Well,
They
they made her
duded
look
her up.
great in this picture.
I've seen her. Yeah, she
No,
don't
I've
look
seen
that
her
good.
with a regular picture.
Just let me go heel bowling. I've seen her. She don't look that good. No, she's a very
this
beautiful
must be
young
one of
lady.
those ones with filters or something, because
The school was using filters, Rico.
jeez. There you go.
There you go.
There's
Now that looks more
Samantha
like the
Nicole.
girl I know. Because sometimes girls put on makeup and they look a little different, right, Mr. Cena?
Correct.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Samantha Nicole Felipe. Okay, Felipe.
So
But
there you
yeah,
go, Samantha
if she
Nicole,
doesn't pay for her pictures, they're not going to
Felipe.
let her graduate because they've already took the pictures.
That's crazy.
So it's about $10, and I'm sure the kid could use some food. She lives with her brother and her cousin because her parents are no longer, and the kid has a tough time, and she could use a little help. Maybe
All
you
right,
trolls,
and-
never mind.
Speaking of folks who can use a little help, don't forget our good friend Mango Jennifer. She's got.
I
that
want to win the
contest.
contest. I want to win.
She did. She's like,
Oh, she
Bob, vote
Well,
for me
somebody
today.
passed
I'm
her.
like,
Somebody
please.
passed her
Okay.
in the votes. Somebody
So,
passed. So
let me get
So
that
let me
link
check and
I'll
see if
put it
we
in the
have any
chat.
donations. Well, we have one nice donation right off the bat. We have Randy Macho Man Satterley with a $25 challenge. So thank you, Randy Macho Man Satterley. We appreciate that. And then we have the Coal Train. He says, and I'm going to read you word for word what you said here. I dare the room to match my $100. Not an individual challenge. I dare the room. So we're 25 there. We got 25 in the house. I dare the room to match my challenge. He's asking all of you.
If you can.
Maxine Waters, the congressman. Probably not.
Probably not.
The various other people.
What?
A large.
If y'all could team up and match his $100, that would be a great thing. And that will let us help this young lady get some food for some of these people.
In fact, if you did a $50 that would get matched Mr.
would
George
match
Capter's
100.
donation,
Yes.
and that would get you 150. So you're like
Yeah.
got a chance to really make a big difference here. So, and I did put the link for Mango Jennifer's contest in the chat. So if you want to vote for Mango, please go there, give her a vote. You can vote once per day. She's trying to win a trip back home to see
Okay.
your kids. So
George Capter's $50 challenge has been matched by Randy Macho Man Satterley
Right.
because he sent in 25 and he says, I'll be damned if I'm going to let Capter get by without paying that $50 2 days in a row. I'm taking the $50 out of his pocket. So Randy the Macho Man Satterley has sent in another 25. I went to Oldham County High School out here in near Louisville, Kentucky, but I can do that math. 25 and 25 is 50. That matches the George Capter challenge. So that'll be another 50 from Capter. So there's 100. And then if you add that 100 with Coltrane's
That's
100,
70.
hang on, 100 plus 100. Shit.
Infinity.
It's around 200.
11 bazillion.
I think it's like
around
1150.
Give or take 50, it's around 200 with my Oldham County education kicking in here. So, Mr. Cena, 172 trolls are in here tonight.
Wow.
And remember, we do have this at subscribers only. You got to be a subscriber for 5 weeks. So all you trolls watching, there's nobody talking. And if you all know how to manipulate watches, pass it on because I'll do it on every goddamn show. If there's a way to manipulate,
And if you know how to turn those.
I get subscribers. Jimmy Cornette and various others have bought a lot of subscribers over the years. And then another person pointed out to me, who the hell buys 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers? What does that do?
For a show
Unless you're
that
getting
needs
to 100
donations.
grand, unless you're getting 100,000 subscribers, it don't do crap anyway.
Right. We are a show that relies on donations, right?
Yeah, we rely
Bought
on
subscribers.
donations.
Yeah, bought subscribers would not donate.
How
So
how
that would
much
be
does that make
stupid.
if they bought and paid for a subscriber? And then if you know how to buy views, somebody send me the tutorial on that. I'm anxious to look at it. Mr. Cena, you're an educated man. How do we pay people to watch the show and make any money.
Well,
Chemo,
WWE
chemo.
figured it
I'm
out.
not a good businessman,
all right,
Bob.
all right.
Kenny sent
No.
$10. Kenny sent $10 to the 200 people watching so he could make some money
So
tonight.
you could get $1 back from each one of
So
them.
yeah, good luck. Good luck. Yeah.
All right. So
I just lost
Mr.
$90 a head. Go ahead, Bob. Don't let me
we
stop you.
talked off the air our previous show about how John keeps things pretty close to the vest. He does not give you any advance notice of stuff that's going on with the show. So when you watched the Elimination Chamber and you saw that change, the heel turn, one, what was your reaction to it? And two, how early in the turn did you see what was happening? Because like some people were saying, as soon as he jumped on CM Punk after Seth did the head stomp, that they could see that's a start of a heel turn, because John Cena, Mr. Loyalty, Respect, he's not going to take advantage of a guy that's been injured outside of the wrestling, the whatever. But when did you first
cover that? I'm going to kick out for just a moment because I'm dying for a drink, and I'm going to bring a special drink back with me to celebrate this historic night. I'll be right back.
Yeah. It's all about Kenny. So. All right.
Bite me, bitch.
Why do I do this?
I don't know.
I do it for me.
I ask myself the same question 2 nights a week. So,
well,
it's because you and me usually have a show together after a while.
Yeah, Coltrane and I, we do a good job. We do a great job. Bob does a great job producing. We get a lot done, a lot accomplished. We answer a lot of questions. And I hope the fans out there, I hope they have questions, because that's what this is all about tonight. I have another podcast tomorrow night, then we're doing out of New York. So that's all about what you all are trying to get to the bottom of. And I think a lot of people are trying to get to the bottom of. First of all, in relationship to pulling CM Punk into the ring and taking the pin. If you're any type of wrestling fan, Cole, and I know, if you want to get to WrestleMania, you do it any way you can. And, it's just a situation, unfortunate for CM Punk, one of the greatest of all times. And I compliment that young man. He's an excellent performer, excellent on the mic, excellent wrestler. He was victimized by Seth Rollins. It was an opportunity. I think any one of us in that ring would have capitalized on that opportunity to get our spot where we needed to be, and that was WrestleMania 41. In terms of when did I think I saw the swerve coming? You know what? Let's go back a little bit, and let's take a look at the interview he did, or when he did his little spiel on, we have to do what's best for business and best for me, basically. That there, when he finished, I was with a group of guys, we're having cigars, watching this thing, and I said, now he's a tweener. You can't, is he going to be a good guy? Is he going to be a bad guy? I'll be right up front with you, and I'll be very honest with you. I kind of thought it'd be Cody Rhodes that would turn.
I did too.
I really did.
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't. Well, no, I'm not going to tell you why I did. I just had a gut feeling it was not going to be Cody, because it was so obvious. I am going to tell you why. It was so obvious it was going to be Cody that it couldn't be Cody. And I'm going to tell you what tipped your son off to me is when he got overly excited when Cody said, "Go F yourself." John got very, very animated and excited, and he was on camera for a reason, because you notice it was shot, so we were going to get your son's reaction. And he was so animated and so thrilled. I was like, uh-oh, here it comes. Here it comes. So that's what gave it away to me, because everybody was waiting for Cody to sell his soul. And I come from the school of don't give them the obvious. Don't give them the obvious.
I have to take you to task on that, only because
that's all right.
You're in the business, so you would be the extra eye that would be looking for some gimmick or slip. The average wrestling fan is looking
That's
at John Cena, who reacts that way every time when he's in the ring. So overly excited about what was done, overly excited about what was being said. I think it was played the right way because in the end, it was like, okay, this is great. We're going to WrestleMania 41. And
that's a good point. I'll grant you all that. That's a good point.
And to the fan, it's
but
just,
what you're forgetting is that the average fan knows way more than us. All you got to do is ask them.
Oh yeah, they know everything.
Well, I had some folks watching this, and I'll tell you what, I was probably in as much shock as they were. I must say, put one over on me. How about that? Because I truly believed that it would have been Rhodes, and then the only tip off.
I guess you've been in the business as long as me, though.
Yeah, but you know when my tip off came? Did you see that look when he was hugging?
Well, the look was definitely the tip off.
He went from the smile to the F you, brother. Here it comes.
Yeah.
When I saw that face, I said, somebody's going to get screwed. In my mind, I sat back and said, here's the swerve. Rhodes and Cena turn on the Rapper and The Rock. That's what I anticipated.
Oh, you saw something I didn't see. I saw your son turning on Cody. I would have rather seen what you saw.
Right.
I'd rather see that.
Yeah, I'm saying to myself, guess what? This is
that
really
would be funny shit right there.
Yeah, slobber knocker #1 because now
bring Jim Ross out to call this one. Yeah,
and the King. So let's do it up right, Cody. You can take out whoever you choose. I'll take out the other guy. And
I'll take out the guy you don't want.
Right. And make it real interesting.
You know what? I don't say this often. I like that better than what I got.
Well,
I like that better than what I got. I didn't even think of that.
And if you wanted to go
and Travis Scott's got a lot of heat right now because he don't know how to work, and somebody let him in the ring to let him work. So.
Well, and then if you took it one step further, so now Rhodes and Cena take out the dudes. Cena shakes hands with Cody Rhodes. As Rhodes turns around, bang! Now we get the heel turn, and now it's Cena all over Rhodes. What are you drinking?
I want to tell you how special you are to me, Mr. Cena. That is Dr. Pepper, coconut, zero sugar. Bob, how long have I had these?
I think since 1982.
Last year, at least.
Yep.
It was 84. Quit exaggerating.
Wow.
I've had these a long time, and I still got about 6 or 7 of them left. You can't get them anymore. I did a preemptive strike. It turned out this was all a big tease. You can't even buy these damn things anymore. They're going for like $100 a 12-pack on some sites. I've got about 6 or 7 of them left. I bring these out on very special occasions, and I decided night 2, I was bringing out one of my last 6 or 7 coconut zero drinks. You can't buy them anymore. They're like your pictures. Once they're gone, they're gone. They only got 5 or 6 left. I'm drinking one of them tonight with you here. I haven't had his raspberry Dr. Pepper yet, but you can't even buy these anymore. And I'm drinking one tonight to show you how special you are to me, how special you are to the show. Trolls, you ain't got one because you weren't smart as me. I saved mine.
Strawberry Fable Pop.
There you go.
I got coconut water.
Well, I knew I was going to be on with a bunch of, at least one guy. So I've got in my cup water.
Water. Well, let me pop a top on this biatch. There we go. Little coconut. Oh, I've been waiting for one of these. Oh, baby.
So to go one step further, I think when we broke off on Tuesday, we said we would on Thursday night get everybody's opinion. Bob's,
we did.
Rain's, yours. Where does it go from here? Will he get 17-time heavyweight champion? And will John Cena ever go back to being a face?
All right.
So I'm going to answer
do we get fans' opinions first or our opinions?
Let's start with Bob's at the top of the screen.
And let's face it, John Cena hasn't told me shit. I would say that John hasn't told you anything.
When I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to tell you right up front, I know absolutely zero. How's that?
That'd be 2 of us.
Zero.
All right. And And
Four
if
of
we
us.
haven't been told, I'm going to assume that John hasn't reached out to Bob and Coltrane and told them anything. I'm just going to assume
He's
that
been
right now.
trying to, but I've been
You keep
ignoring
blocking his calls. That's
Yeah.
hateful. Well, he turned heel. He made you mad. He made you mad,
That's
like
what
that
it
little girl
was.
in the stands.
I blocked him.
So, if the fans would like to chime in, and Smokes, if that is your real name, if you're so
Show us your
happy
driver's
and thrilled
license.
with the show and you wanted to get that membership so bad, we've shown you how to do it. So let's see your membership. If you'd like to make a donation, you've been asking a lot of questions. We'll be happy to answer them if you get a membership and or make a donation.
Put him up on the air.
Otherwise, you're starting to smell a lot like not Team Spirit, but Troll. So,
Troll ass.
and I
Troll
think I
Spirit.
already know who you are. But so here we go.
Bob, your head's up first.
So is that me?
All right, so I do believe that there will be a 17th title reign. I think it'll happen at WrestleMania. I do believe there's a redemption arc. I think that starts at SummerSlam, plays out through Survivor Series, and there will be the babyface return at Survivor Series when a Make-A-Wish kid, not just one, but 100 Make-A-Wish kids come out and they convince John, you were in this for us, not you.
Crying. We need some good
And
child
they're all
actors
crying.
here.
All 100 Make-A-Wish kids come out, and that convinces John to his icy heart melts and grows.
Nah, you've
7
undersold it.
times.
We need 42,000 Make-A-Wish kids. We need 42,000. We need half of a
100
we need
kids
half of a
waylay
dome
him on his
stadium.
way. They waylay him on his way into the stadium. Every Make-A-Wish kid that is still alive that he's ever visited.
How many
comes-
Make-A-Wish? Because he's got the Guinness World Book of Record of
Like
most.
600.
How many is it?
I know it's over 600.
Yeah, that's
He's
Pretty
made
good
more
number.
wishes, granted more wishes than anyone. As a matter of fact,
check.
he's gotten the Guinness Book of World Records for that.
Well, there's actually coming a day that I am going to slaughter. I just don't have the money for it. I live a life where every dollar counts. Sorry about that, Kenny. Then why did you ask how to get a membership?
No, that was someone else.
Oh, that was someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
all
was
right.
Maxine.
all right.
It says
All
as
right.
of mid 2022, he has 650 wishes. So I mean, much more than that.
So, in
How much more?
2022. Okay, okay. Thank you for correcting me, Bob, because I had my hand on the button. I'm Raylan Givens over here, son. I got an itchy trigger finger. I'm the United States Deputy Marshal. If I had a cowboy hat, I'd have shot him. But I didn't have my cowboy hat on. I didn't have my 6-shooter with me, so we'll let him go.
So, Train, what's your take on this?
You know, I think they have to make him a little bit more evil just to seal it in. And that's where I think you're going to come in. Like, they're probably going to have you come down and express your disappointment and try to talk him back into doing the right thing. He tears up. And
I hate it when people expose the business.
So,
Now that you know.
yeah.
I like it, though. I like it.
He
I like
tears up and then gives you the attitude
Yeah,
adjustment.
he tears up like he's going to change. And then
That would be a lot more evil for a man to attitude adjust his own father, just asking
And
for
then
some
he-
decency out of his
and he
kid.
does the, you can't see me over your body.
You never could see me.
There you go. Yep.
I hope that happens.
Then me and Rico come down.
It's a payday, right?
Then me
I
and
don't care
Rico.
about- You know what?
Rico, me
it
and Rico, what did you do to Pop?
If it furthers the storyline and makes it, I mean,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Cole, you know, that's a very interesting point, because what's the last thing anybody would ever expect?
Right.
The swerve obviously was number one. Number two, the man that followed him everywhere, the man that took a kick in the head for him, and here it comes. Even if I were just standing there, and you know when he comes out of the ring, how he gives me a hug.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he starts with the hug over the rail, up on the shoulders, and down on the ground.
Yep.
That would be like, wow. I don't think.
somehow, some way.
I can add to this. I can add. You ready for my take?
Well, hang on. He's not done yet. Hang on,
All
Kenny.
right.
Still
Hang
talk
on,
about the
Kenny.
redemption factor.
Let me help Coltrane out. Go home, Coltrane. Go home.
So, kind of like Bob, but I think it's going to be a little bit later, maybe in Survivor Series after whatever war games they have. Something that happened to start changing his mind, and by the time, what is that? Paris is the last.
Well, we have some time. We have some time.
I believe that's when once he retires, that'll be when he turns back, loves everybody, all the Make-A-Wish kids come down, and his heart changes.
Do you believe he's going to get 17 time?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I think this is all a big waste of time if we don't get 17.
Yeah.
It's all a big waste
Or
of
maybe
time.
that's the whole thing, and he gets it at the end of the year and retires with it.
Because the only other person that's got a shot at 17 is Randy.
Well, he's still got to get 2 more. He's still got to get 2 more to get to 16. He's only at 14.
Randy?
Yeah. So
that's what I mean. It ain't even going to be easy. It ain't even going to be easy for Randy.
Well, he seems like he's getting hurt a lot too. Because
I could book it, but a lot of people wouldn't like it because it'd be kind of obvious what I was doing. If I were to book 3 quick championship wins in like a month.
Well, you're on, Mr. Boland. What's your take?
Hell, y'all's were so good. Y'all making me look bad. We got 182 live fake viewers in here right now, so I'm all aboard on that. Shit, yeah. What I see is that I do look for something a little bit more evil, and if they made Mr. Cena a part of it, I would really like that. Because what shitbag turns on his father? That would be good. He leaves with Moniece. Add a little bit more to it.
We have to introduce her first.
To add a little bit more to it. A little something going on there that we didn't even know about. We didn't even know. That's evil.
Are you working on a farm? Because this is bullshit now.
Yeah, he leaves with Moniece, gives her some new car or something, gives her a role in his next movie.
Just takes over the Whoopie Pie company.
Yeah.
Like Succession.
Yeah, he takes over your Whoopie Pie empire. And the next thing you know, they're at every convenience store in the world. I've got him getting a little bit more evil. I do have him getting the 17th win. My shit ain't as good as your all. There's some good stuff there. But he's not leaving heel, in my opinion. He's not leaving heel. I like the Make-A-Wish thing. That's a good idea. I don't think they're going to do that, but that's a good idea. What's the closest thing to his heart? If it ain't his father, it's the Make-A-Wish kids.
There you go.
It's a good idea.
This is kids with wheelchairs down the street.
I don't know if they're smart enough to do it, but it's a good idea.
Triple H is sitting in his studio going, God damn it, they got my ripping paper up. Can't do that now.
Bowen comes up with the Montreal screw job, and now this.
Well, fellas,
all developed on the Bowen
I'll
job.
probably get back on when I'm in the ride share, but I got to go to the Heart concert, so I will probably see you in a little bit.
Are you going to a Heart concert?
Yeah. It was originally in September, and I didn't realize tonight was.
Well, I was talking about Tears for Fears over on Rico's show, and now you're going to a group even older than the group I was talking about earlier tonight.
Yep. So we'll see if Barracuda plays.
Tell them to play. Pull out your lighter and tell them to play Magic Man for me.
I think that's number 3 on the set.
You know the set?
Yeah, well, they show it online now, so
that ruins the whole show. Don't tell the set.
They're going to end with Barracudas. That's all I know.
Well, there you go. There you go.
So, right, Mr. Cena, you want to go see the Everly Brothers or something with me? So,
thanks for your love, Sean.
Thanks for the input.
All right, have a good one. Thanks for dropping in, Train.
Thank you, brother. We'll see when you get back. You'll be back.
All right.
All right, I'm going to put Mr. Cena there at the top. Now, the one thing, if we wanted more evil, he could do something bad to a Make-A-Wish kid and, like, say, you want a wish granted? Keep wishing. And then walk away, whatever. Do that. But I don't know that the Make-A-Wish folks would.
That might be the road too far. I don't know that you can have him shit on Make-A-Wish kid.
I'm not.
They'll have him shit on his father before they're going to have him shit on a Make-A-Wish kid. At least I would think.
Well, he might just
unless Mr. Cena, you're a Make-A-Wish kid, and then they could do both at the same time.
Do both. See if we got any more donations here yet. I think we have peaked at 182 tonight. That's not too bad. What we got here? It's yellow. Right. You might have to read it for me, Bob.
Question from John Cena. Better heel turn Hogan or Cena? Who was better, Dennis Rodman or Travis Scott? So the Cena heel turn versus the Hogan NWO turn. Which one to you was more? Well, we haven't. It's hard to judge because we haven't seen the end yet.
We haven't seen this story told.
We don't know how that story tells out, but
And
mean,
this
to
and this
me-
truly is two different eras.
Yeah.
This is two totally different eras. Breaking news, though. Breaking news. We have the $10 donation here from Cash Presley and Oakley Star.
Oakley Star. Okay.
There's a new one. I've never seen that name come up before. For the trolls that wanted to see a new name, there's one.
Thank you for your donation. All right. So again, Mr. Cena.
Well, I said I got breaking news. Are you still talking? I said I got breaking news. Are you still talking?
Try and let the person get their question answered.
Go ahead. Ain't my show. Go ahead.
How about if I yield to you, Mr. Boland? Go ahead with your breaking news.
Breaking news, and then we'll get to this.
Don't worry about
bigger.
We get
this is bigger.
Go for
we
it.
appreciate Cash Presley, if that is his real name, and it probably is.
And
the breaking news: Donald Flowers, who has already donated some good money. He's bought an autographed picture of the Midnight Express, which I do need to mail you. If not the end of this week, beginning of next week, you will get your fake Midnight Express picture. Thank you, trolls. Donald Flowers has matched the $50 challenge by George Captor, and has matched the $50 challenge by Randy Macho Man Satterley, and has issued his own $50 challenge. He says, let's make this the most successful bowling alley in recent times. And 50 more would probably do that too. So thank you, Donald. That's very kind of you. Do you have a question or favor or anything that you would like for your $50 donation? We like to give back here at the alley, because some people are just living dollar to dollar and they can't afford a dollar. It's tough. Mr. Flowers, well, I got 50 right here. I'll just do that. 100 out of the coal train before he goes to the Barracuda concert. Barracuda. Was you a Heart fan, Mr. Cena?
A Heart fan?
Yeah, the group, the two females. Okay,
Wrong guy.
All right. Well, you're not that much older than me. I thought you could have been a Hart fan.
Bret Hart.
Me and Cornette were Hart fans.
Bret Hart.
But I like Magic Man. I thought Magic Man was a great song.
Well, as far as age goes, Mr. Boland, I probably have 20 years on you.
I bet you don't. Are you 85?
No, I'm 81.
Oh, are you? See, I had in my head you were 78.
I wish I were, but I'm not.
Yeah, goddamn. Well, you holding up pretty good there for 81. I'll grant you that.
God,
I mean, you're willing to take a belly to black over the top rope just to put your son over. I think bad.
God is
not a lot of 81-year-old men do that.
Well, God has been good to me. I think the worst thing ever
makes you wonder why I didn't come full on board tonight, knowing you're 81. God has been good to you.
Yes, but I think the worst thing that happened with WWE was that kick in the head. I will never.
How bad was that? Yeah, that looked rough.
That was like I was the Patriot football and Randy Orton was the guy going to kick the ball.
Oh, God. Did you see they almost brought that back the other day? They had Randy tee it up for it if somebody was going to get it.
It's coming back. You wait. It's coming back.
Somebody going to get it. Yeah, somebody going to get it.
I
prefer it not be you this time. How about that?
Well, I can remember when we were doing that. God rest his soul. Dusty Rhodes was in back. And I
love Dusty. Dusty was so good to us.
He's a great human being. And I said to him, I'm a little worried. And he said, don't worry about a thing, Mr. Cena. I've taken that kick a lot of times. You're going to be all right. Don't worry about nothing, son. It's going to be good. It was good, all right. I got knocked out and had 6 stitches. That's how good it was.
Shit. And allow me to tell my quick Dusty Rhodes story real quick. My son is meeting Dusty for the first time backstage now he'd seen Dusty a few times when we were down doing WCW shows with Jimmy and NWA shows. But backstage at Six Flags, Christopher's backstage with us. He's a teenager, 16, 17, whatever he is. He's just kind of started at OVW. He's not really supposed to be there, but he is. And Dusty Rhodes is backstage as an agent, and Cornette is there. Well, Cornette in Nashville in 1987 was supposed to be at the christening of Christopher's baptism from his Catholic mother. Jimmy is supposed to be there. Jimmy calls me the day of the baptism. He says, Kenny, I'm sorry, I can't make it. Goddamn Dusty's double booked me. I said, what do you mean he's double booked you? He's got me in Charlotte, North Carolina tonight, and he's got me doing another show today and another show that night. I forgot where it was, but it was Charlotte. We'll say it was Charlotte and Atlanta. Charlotte and Atlanta. And I can't make your baptism in Nashville. I said, well, shit. All right. Well, that's disappointing. So, because I didn't even want to be there. So now I ain't even got Jimmy to talk to. So we do the so years later, Christopher's teenager, it's 17, 18 years later. Christopher's backstage, and me, Dusty, and Cornette are standing there talking as he's Virgil Runnels. He's not in Dusty mode. And he's standing there talking as Virgil. And then Christopher walks up, and I said, hey, I said, Dusty, I'm so glad you're here. Jimmy, please don't go anywhere yet. Chris, do you remember when Uncle Jimmy was supposed to be at your baptism and was supposed to be there for your christening, and Uncle Jimmy wasn't able to make it? I said, well, here's the man right here is to blame. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, because Dusty double booked Uncle Jimmy that day, and Jimmy wasn't able to make your baptism. Dusty, do you have any words for my son? Christopher Bolin, your name, right? Christopher Bolin. Well, let me tell you something, little Christopher. Jimmy Cornette had a obligation and a choice. He could work Charlotte and Atlanta and get paid, or he could not work Charlotte and Atlanta and go to Nashville and not get paid. And Jimmy Cornette elected to get paid. He just goes from Virgil into immediate Dusty for Chris to explain to Chris why Jimmy Cornette was not at his baptism.
Awesome.
And I thought that was funnier than shit. And Chris, he said, wasn't he just Virgil a minute ago? I said, he was. I said, now he's Dusty. So you got Dusty on the kick in the head. You got Dusty.
I got Dusty. I got Dusty.
I always preferred Dusty because Virgil's a whole different guy. Virgil's a whole other guy. Not a lot of people have ever seen or heard Virgil. But you've probably seen and heard Virgil, I guess.
So I will answer that gentleman's question.
What's that?
What was the question, Bob? You want to?
Here we go. I got it. Bob ain't doing his job tonight. I got it.
Question for John Cena Sr. Better heel turn, Hogan or Cena? Also, who's better, Dennis Rodman or Travis Scott?
I got my opinion.
Well, first, the Hogan heel turn I thought was spectacular, but there's a heel turn that I could see coming.
Mm-hmm.
When he came to that ring, I said, you know what? For sure as hell, Hogan's going to be the leader of the NWO. Who better than to become part of that and run that? And it was very, very successful. Hogan did a tremendous, tremendous job with that. The Cena heel turn, I would say, is a classic and probably one of the best. And not because he's my son. I'm just throwing it out there as a wrestling fan. I think a lot of people, and if you looked at that 38,938 or how many people were there,
that's right. That's pretty close to the number. Yeah,
you could hear a pin drop when that happened, meaning it was totally unexpected, and there were no leaks, which is what we need in the business.
Not easy in this day and age not to get a leak.
No. So who was better? I think they were both good. Was one better than the other? Maybe one was a little better, and I think John's might have been slightly better because it was totally unexpected.
Okay, Worm Rodman and Travis Scott. To me, this is absolutely no effing contest. Let me hear your opinion.
I'll tell you, I'm an advocate of if you're going to put people in there, make sure they know what they're doing before they get in. And so I guess Cody came out today and said that Travis did not cause an injury, and that he didn't hit him. So I don't know what's fact or what's fiction.
Or Cody's covering up.
Yes.
Because that has been done by many of us.
Yep. I think Dennis Rodman did a great job.
We agree.
Yep.
You know why? Because Dennis knew how to be a heel.
Amen.
Dennis knew what he was doing. And not that, I normally always pick WWE product over WCW product almost every single time. Worm knew what he was doing. Even my son ate the Worm up.
Well, he was a heel as a basketball player.
He was.
He was
preconditioned.
Yep.
He was preconditioned.
He was already in that mode.
He already knew how to be a heel.
So
who else would have been great? Bill Lambier, his tag team partner. Bill would have been good.
Yeah. That whole Detroit team was just used to being a heel, right?
Well, everybody on Detroit was a heel now that I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing, when I saw Travis in the ring, I think he tried too hard to be that evil SOB, if you know where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Rhodes was down. I don't really think that slap was needed. I really don't. He could have booted him, could have stepped on him, but he tried real hard to be that SOB. Do I think that young man has a future in professional wrestling? Looks like he's got the gimmick, looks like he's got the look, and I'm sure if he has the training, he'll be pretty good at what he does. So, in my opinion, it was Rodman.
Yeah, I thought Rodman was light years better, especially at this stage of the game.
Yep.
We should see
Rodman's first appearances were dramatically better than what I've seen of Travis Scott. And on top of that, my son obviously would have known who he was. I had no clue who the hell Travis Scott was. He could have been an MMA fighter. He could have been a rapper. He could have been a shoe shine salesman. He could have been a Pepsi Cola salesman. I did not know who he was.
We've said, though, lots of times that we're not in the demographic that they're looking for anymore. So
is your right microphone on, Bob, or are you on the Instacam?
I just have the one. As far as I know, this is the one.
That does not sound like your regular mic. I've noticed it all night, but I figured if I just let you stay on a shitty mic all night, I could out-talk you.
Talk to me that way, and you could just talk over me.
Just give you shit. Yeah.
All right. So
you can screw this up real bad, Bob. You know that.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Absolutely. You could.
All right. How's that sound?
Better. Dramatically better.
All right. I was actually on the.
I let the man go an hour and 11 minutes on a shitty mic. But the thing is, the Instacam, and I don't know how far Bob's is away. Mine's a ways away. That son of a bitch will still pick you up pretty good.
Yeah, it's about arm's length. There's my finger.
You need to give yourself a little more audio boost over there, Bob. But other than that, you sound good.
All right, so there's that. What's the key going back down? So, Mr. Cena, did you ever watch the old WWE? So, some people are saying Larry Zbyszko turning on Bruno was in that same shock level of a babyface.
Well, let's read the comment here. He's trying to put his son over.
All right. In my book, your son is the greatest of all time. Will Ric Flair interfere in the main event? Ric Flair is currently not under contract with the WWE, so if he does, his ass will be in jail.
I'm going to tell you what. I like that. You know why? Who more would not want Cena to win?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think of Flair interfering in it. But then again,
Flair actually has said online that he's going to stop taking his blood thinners so he can actually make a charge to the ring and take.
I've been on blood thinners since 2012. It doesn't stop you from making a charge to the ring. Take your damn blood thinner. Well, in case you're juicing. Now, if you're juicing, it's a whole other story.
Rick bleeds at the drop of a hat.
I am not one known to be juicing on the way to the ring. So I didn't even factor that in. We have reached our peak tonight at 186 on the viewership. All those fake viewers we got that can't talk. Some of them got through that. I guess I've been here subscribed long enough. But we had it set on 5 weeks for a reason. Because if they donate like Elvis Costello here is doing, they can get through. But you have to donate. You got a question? Donate.
There you go.
Or tell me that you don't have $1 to your name and don't. You can do that.
Yeah. So, Randy Sadley, what happened to your membership?
I'd be out working somewhere if I didn't have $1 to my name.
Randy, what happened to your membership? It's gone.
Randy never could get his membership to work. He sent me the receipt. He paid for a membership and it won't give it to him.
That sucks.
So that's good enough for me. I mean, he donates every show.
All right. So the best rib or steak that you've ever seen? I know he means the other kind of rib, but
I don't quite understand that question.
Who was? I guess who was the best
joke.
ribber? The best,
a wrestling rib.
Yeah, Owen was.
Yeah, Owen was the king of ribs along with Davey Boy.
Well, if you're going to play a joke on somebody, if that's what you're talking about in the business, which is what a rib is, nobody's better at that than John Bradshaw Layfield.
And he could be hurtful about it too.
You didn't ask me that. The
I
question was
didn't ask you that.
the best rib.
Bradshaw got me once and ribbed himself. You know how?
No.
Bradshaw had 7. 7 was an ass kisser at OVW. Probably still is if he were still there. 7 was an ass kisser, and he was trying to kiss the ass of John Bradshaw Layfield. So Bradshaw gets 7 to steal my briefcase and stick it up on the top of a tower at Six Flags. I'm in the main event. They know my briefcase is in the finish. Someone comes over and points out to me, Kenny, your briefcase is about 4 stories up on that tower there. You better go get it. I looked at the press. I didn't put it there. I ain't going to get it. Man, your briefcase in the main event. You better get up here and get your damn briefcase. I said, nope, ain't going to get it. Cornette comes over. He says, Kenny, he says, you know who's up to this shit. He says, let's put these sumbitches in their place. He says, go up there, get the goddamn briefcase. He says, you think you can get up there? I said, I might be 400 pounds, but I can get up there. Go up there and get that briefcase. He says, you know fucking 7 did it. Flip that motherfucker the bird and come on back down and go do your match. He says, you will get over with this bunch so much. I looked at him and I said, you're right. I'm going to go up there and get my goddamn briefcase. So I go and I'm huffing and puffing. I'm going, it's about 4 stories up to where my goddamn briefcase is. And whether 7's the one that put it up there or whether he got somebody to do it, I still to this day don't know. So I climb up. I'm blown up as hell. I get to the top. I get up there and I look down. I got my briefcase in one hand and a bird in the other. And I looked down at 7. I said, fuck you, bitch. And then I climbed back down, daring him to fucking do anything about it. No one can whip my ass, but didn't give a shit. Climbed back down and he just looks at me grinning. I looked at Bradshaw. I said, see you in the fucking main event. Walked out and we get to the back match. Is over. Bradshaw, you over with me, motherfucker. We're doing steak dinners tomorrow night. And me and Bradshaw got along great after that. So that was what got me and Bradshaw being, because he fucked with me every week, just trying to get my goat. And Jimmy gave me good advice that night. Climb up there and get it. Show those motherfuckers. And pardon the language, but that's how it went. So
I have nothing but respect and good words for John Bradshaw Layfield.
Yeah.
Great human being, great professional, great wrestler, just an all-around great human being.
He's done the show over here, and he talked about just how much fun he had. I wish we'd get him back over again. I know politically he and I don't line up, but I have people I don't line up with over here all the time, and we always have a good time. Disco Inferno, one of them, and I love having Disco on the show. I invited Disco on tonight if he was free. I told him to drop in and say hey.
It was me, Jerry Briscoe, and John Bradshaw Layfield. It was a great little podcast. I had a lot of great guys. Great guys.
You know, I've always wanted to do one with Briscoe. Never got to do one because I would have had to have done their show to do that. If you got any stroke with him, tell him that would make my day to get to do just talk about the OVW days when he was here. I mean, we'll give him a reason to even talk about it, but I'd love to do one with him and Briscoe.
Well, I have no stroke with anybody. I'm just, as I say to people,
you're John Cena Sr. Stop it.
I'm
King of the whoopie pie.
I'm a pimple on the ass of progress, hoping nobody spills the clearance.
You're the Lord of the pie.
A lot of the pie. There you go. A lot of the pie. That's it. Yep.
No, I said Lord of the pie. That's what I said.
All right. Okay. Whatever you say.
Even better. Lord of the pie is even better. What have we got here? We got another donation?
Same person. Yes, Cash. John Z. will face with True Cinema.
We're going to have to take him at his name of Cash Presley. Apparently that is his real name.
My 10-year-old son was devastated, but I thought it was one of the best moments ever in pro wrestling.
I have to
agree. There were a lot of kids that were.
It was supposed to devastate 10-year-old kids. It did what it was supposed to do. It does. Is the concert over? A train up tour?
I think he's probably.
I don't think he not only devastated 10-year-old kids. I thought he blew a lot of adults away with what happened because, you know,
they were the talk of the show.
Yeah, every day I get people coming. Thank God for your son. He did this for me. He did that for me. He helped me out of this. He helped me out of that. You know, just his motto. And to see him all of a sudden just go, really? Bang. Now, Triple H made a great comment, and I got to kind of go along with that comment. He doesn't even know what kind of heel Cena is going to be. And I'm sitting back saying, I wonder what we're going to get. Are we going to get a prototype heel? Are we going to get Dr. Thugonomics heel?
He's had 25 years to work on his craft. We don't know what we're going to get.
Amen.
We don't know.
As I say,
he was pretty damn good 25 years ago.
let's see what happens.
I'm trying to get Mark Cuban on the show sometime this year to celebrate, and I want you to do the show with me. I want me, you, and Mark Cuban, the four people that probably made it possible for John to get where he got. Because when we attached John's name to Mark Cuban, John all of a sudden meant something, and that was not supposed to happen. Wow. Jimmy bet me I was never going to get Mark Cuban to give me the time of day because I told him my idea. Because Cuban acted like a bad guy, wrestling manager at these NBA games. It was his first year owning the Mavericks. I wrote him from a web TV address. WWE was ready to fire Jimmy, Danny Davis. They were hot at me because they thought we outshined them by getting, because Mark Cuban, they thought it was a shoot. Mark Cuban in the video says, what are we going to do? He says, I'm going to move the WWE to Dallas. I'm going to buy those poppers out. And he says, what are we going to do to Cornette and Vince McMahon? We're going to squash them like a little bug. Mark was so good at what he did. He convinced Vince McMahon, because he had 5 times much more money than Vince had at that time. He convinced Vince that he was going to buy him out and move the WWE to Dallas because he had the money to do it. So he worked them.
And then shows at the Sportatorium still.
Yeah, and then Ross was furious. He was bitching up Jimmy one side and down the other, and that I did this without their permission. I said, well, what permission? I said, you told me I couldn't do it. I said, you didn't say I couldn't do it. You said it won't be done. He will never respond to you. You didn't say don't do it.
It was impossible to do it, right?
Yeah, it's impossible. I said, you didn't say don't do it. You said it can't be done. He's never going to respond to you, Kenny. And he could have been right, but I wrote him on web TV. He wrote me back within 2 hours, offered to meet me in Memphis where he was going to be next. I said, well, we could do that. It's a 15-hour round trip. I said, but you're going to be in Indianapolis in 3 weeks. Oh, hell. How far are you from Indianapolis? That's about 99 miles. He said, well, hell, I'll send the limo down and pick you up. He's, I love it. Let's do it.
We're going to mute Jason because
Train on tour.
Yeah. Got apparently he's riding in the back of a Uber or Lyft or something. And
no, that's a limo. Tell the story right, Bob. He's in a limo. He's in a limo with heart.
Yes, he's riding to the show with heart.
Yes, he is. Maxine, you never did get your membership or make a donation, Maxine. You're running a little slow, Maxine.
Yep, and we did give that information. I did type it in for you how to get that. So,
yeah,
looking good, Train. Looking good, man.
Thank you, sir.
Your style is profiling. You're looking
Cena
good.
And The Rock versus Cody.
Another $4.99. We're going to bankrupt Cash Presley here and Oakley Star. Is that a dueling banjo team? Cash Presley and Oakley Star.
Presley and Oakley
What's
Star.
her name get her membership yet?
She doesn't have her membership yet. We're waiting on it. Maxine Leopold. We're waiting on it. Yeah, because I can't read her stuff no more because she promised she's going to get a membership. Assuming Maxine's a girl, could be a guy. You never know.
Well, there's a picture of her.
Who are we to judge?
Yeah, so the picture alone is enough to make one think that there's something going on. I don't know that I don't know that Steve Austin would come back for that. I don't know that it tells the story enough. But we never got Austin and Cena, right? We never had that match.
I don't think
so. It would be at least an opportunity.
No, we never got Austin Cena, and there's been a few matches, a big one that could have happened that didn't. And I'm going to tell you this, Mr. Cena. I think when Lawler and Booker T were going at it, and they were really giving Lawler a pretty good push. I thought they should have made Lawler world champion for at least a week.
I thought that too. When he wrestled The Miz?
Well, no, when he wrestled Booker. I thought Lawler should have beat Booker. So I thought Lawler should have beat Booker for the world title and give it back to whoever the next week. But Lawler's done enough for pro wrestling, and for the WWE. Let's face it, that it would not have hurt to put the world title on him. You can take him just as serious as anybody else that's held that belt. Give it to him for a damn week, just as a gesture, if nothing else. I'm going to be honest with you, Coltrane. You didn't strike me as a heart guy.
Really?
A Barracuda guy.
I like all the 70s stuff.
Tech guys were accessible back then if you had some savvy. message.
Yeah, they
Oh.
like you couldn't reach out to Bill Gates today and get a hold of him.
No.
Back in the
I had, and what was more embarrassing is I had a webtv.net address. I was King Kenny Bolin at webtv.net. I used to write Jerry Lawler from that address. But Jerry and I were friends. But Mark Cuban wrote me back in 2 hours, and seeing me write him from a web TV, I had a little, I don't know if y'all remember, web TV was just a little box, and you hooked it into your television, and that was your internet, and it was dial up. You know, there was no broadband. The web TV broadband version didn't come till years and years later, like 07, 08. And
1200 baud modem that you were on.
Whatever it was, because you would hear the phone, you'd hear that phone noise when you were trying to log on.
Oh, yeah.
And it was slow as shit, and you weren't going to watch 4K video because there was no such thing. There was no 1080p. There was no 720p. There was 480i, and enjoy yourself.
Oh, we thought we had it back then, too.
But no, but so this guy worth $5 billion who had just sold broadcast.com and bought the Dallas Mavericks just wanted to play a part in a wrestling angle with me with John Cena. And when he showed up, he'd done his homework. He not only did he know all about John Cena, he knew all about Dave Bautista. Because when Cuban shows up, well, Kenny, where's your big star? You told me I was going to meet Leviathan. He didn't call him Bautista. He called him Leviathan because he did his homework. No, Kenny, no. I told you I was going to introduce you to John Cena. This guy's going to beat The Rock. He's going to beat Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's going to beat them all. We didn't know that then. It was 2000. We didn't know. And he said, no, Kenny, you told me, meet me in Indianapolis. I got a big star. I'm going to introduce you to Leviathan. I'm looking at Cena going, you son of a bitch. He's going to introduce you to what? So he's trying to turn me and Cena against each other. He knew how to work. And we're just shooting this on the fly. Cornette ain't there because Cornette didn't think it was going to happen. If Cornette thought Mark Cuban was going to show up, he'd have been there in a heartbeat, over-directing, over-producing. But we just went over with the cameraman, had some fun, told Jimmy to pick through it and find 12 minutes of footage we could put on TV. And he did. And Jim Ross and Vince McMahon lost their goddamn minds. And then they got over it because guess what? About 6 months later, Mark Cuban was in Dallas doing an angle with the WWE, but I got him first. Have you ever seen the video with me, Cena, and Cuban? Have you ever seen it?
I have not.
No.
I will send you a link to it after the show, if not first thing tomorrow, but you have to see this with your son from 25 years ago. And none of us knew. And we're up here making, Mark, you got to believe me. He's going to beat The Rock. He's going to beat Stone Cold Steve. Well, I was almost right. And he better be good. He better be good. And Cena and Cuban do not get along in this because Cuban disrespects John. He thought he was an altar boy or something. And then eventually they start calling Cena altar boy at the OVW shows. And Cena was disrespecting Cuban because Cuban's wearing a goddamn sweatshirt looking like a nerd. So Cena is taking shots at Cuban in a shoot because Cena's saying exactly what he thinks.
That's John.
But Cuban's smart enough to go along with it. There was no rehearsal. We just had a basic idea of what we wanted to do. There was no rehearsal, and Cuban worked as good as anybody. He did a great job. But now I'll send it to you, man. You got to see that because that when we put Mark Cuban's name attached, and we wrote that for 3 years, John. 3 years every time. Well, Bolin and his guy Mark Cuban, and we dropped Mark Cuban's name forever. We only had Cuban do the one thing with us, and he'd send us an email every now and then. But we rode that for 3 years, and then the next thing you know, Cuban is on SmackDown doing bits with who was it? Eric Bischoff. Yeah, he did a bit with Eric Bischoff on SmackDown. Yeah,
there you go.
But I got him first.
Yeah. So, Mr. Cena, I don't think we got your take on what the way this.
We got to build the main event here.
So let's do this. I want to give you the big screen because.
I don't want the big screen.
All right. No big.
You got it anyway.
Got it for a second, but all right.
Thank you. That's perfect. That's perfect. We're all family.
Give me the big screen.
Well, first of all, Austin is offered to help Cody Rhodes. I don't know if you saw that or not. The Dirt Sheets. Austin said, "I'll help Cody Rhodes. I'll be there for WrestleMania 41 for you." So we have.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Was that on SmackDown?
What's favorite song your son can sing on karaoke? You know what? I don't know the answer to that.
If you had to guess,
I don't know
Does
the
John
answer.
even do karaoke?
I'm going to do a preemptive. You know what it is? It's "Cake by the Ocean" by DNCE.
Really?
I'm going to be grabbing
It's
cakes
not.
like Dickie Sue Robinson and Junkyard Dog.
I'm pretty sure that it's not.
Just ask your son when you see him. Say, Kenny says you can sing "Cake by the Ocean" by DNCE for karaoke.
I don't think you're going to see that. Cody Rhodes and Stone Cold Steve Austin against The Rock and Cena. I kind of think that y'all on the right track.
That'd be a draw, but we're
Yeah.
already real close to Mania, and we don't want to take too much attention away from that either.
Nope.
I mean, it'd be a draw. I mean, if that was going to be your Mania match, but now we got to pay 4 people big money instead of 2.
Yeah, well, it's not like they don't have the money.
Well, you're right. It ain't like they ain't got it.
I mean, they must be taking care. They must be taking care of Train. He's in a limo.
Yeah,
limo.
Train got the hook up.
Yeah,
Riding around with Hart.
You're done good, man. You're done good.
Someone told me Train's having sex with one of those Hart girls. I just don't know which one.
Natalia.
If you put them both together.
Natalie Neidhart, is that the one?
Yeah, I would.
You should have put that warning up. This is an adult show.
Hang on. We got you taken care of, Mr. Cena. We got you taken care of, Mr. Director.
We do have that taken care of.
Warning.
Yeah,
The following podcast has extremely high levels of Kenny Bolin. Studies have shown that excessive exposure to Kenny Bolin may have damaging effects to your physical and mental well-being. Viewer discretion is advised. No, seriously, we mean it. There will be naughty words, lots of them, probably. Now you've been warned. This warning sponsored by the Story Time with.
It's not sponsored by the Story Time.
No, it ain't sponsored by him. His checks haven't cleared lately. He got hospitalized and his checks ain't been clearing. I think the hospital took all his money.
Still in the hospital?
No, he's out. But he owes the hospital money, so you know how that goes.
Dutch Mantel. Great human being. Great human being.
I personally don't like him. I personally don't like him. He hits people with a whip. He hits people with a whip. He's not my kind of guy.
Oh, all right.
Bully.
Wow.
Kenny's just mad that he did the manager in a wheelchair bit before Kenny could get to do it.
Did he do a manager in a wheelchair?
When he was Zeb Coulter thing when he was
was Zeb in a wheelchair?
Yeah, he had a little scooter.
Motorized wheelchair. Motorized.
Oh shit! Well, yeah, he beat me to it. Then he got me. Damn it.
Yep,
Okay.
He did.
Well, that's all the reason to be mad at him. Then I didn't know.
We still haven't done the manager on the big screen TV that gets rolled around the ring. That one's still an option.
One of those, Swiss balls or whatever they're called.
Big giant iPad with Kenny's
Hey,
face.
I like the zebra furniture over here. Is the zebra furniture more over than the teal and black? What do y'all think?
Oh no, me and Mr. Cena were talking about it yesterday.
Where he at? I like it. It's Temu furniture cover right there. That's $75 down the tubes, right there. So,
I probably would take all that off and see that fireplace.
and just throw it right in there.
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah. I think Timo saw you.
Well,
He remembers the
make that fire rise up a little bit if we did that.
We're having a bomb.
That was hurtful. I didn't need to hear that tonight. My God.
We lost Bob. He's gone.
Well, we didn't lose anything. I think he had to run to the bathroom real quick.
Oh, all right.
He's doing the pee-pee dance all the way to the back of the house.
Like a gingerbread man.
Yeah, he looked like a gingerbread man.
So did we get Mr. Cena's take?
We're gonna get ready to get Mr. Cena out of here in just a little bit. We'll let Bob get back and we'll get ready to do a wrap up. So you said you got another podcast coming up soon. Who are you gonna be doing?
Tomorrow night I'm going to be with Monty and the Pharaoh.
I think I've done their show once or twice.
A couple of nice guys. They have had a lot of fun with them before.
Yeah.
They're nice guys, great guys.
Yeah, tell them I said hello. It's been a little while, but I think I've done their show a time or two, if I remember correctly.
I will do that. Absolutely.
I remember that name. They're from up north. Aren't they from up north, the Boston area, something like that?
New York.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, I remember them. Yeah, make sure to
Monty's,
tell them I
I
said
guess
hello.
Monty's still up in New York, and Farrah moved down to Florida. And from what I hear from Monty, he married Paul McDaniel's widow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I hear. I don't know how true that is, but
Guess you'll find out tomorrow, right?
I'm going to find a lot out tomorrow, I'm sure. But that's another one tomorrow.
Now, how demand have you been? Because I appreciate you giving us the scoop here to get all this going. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to make an appeal to Arby's. I'm going to make it because I want you to experience the fresh market turkey sandwich and what was originally known as the Big Montana. I'm going to talk to them to see what I can't do to possibly get you a gift card to make it worth your while to make that 45-minute trip to Arby's. I'm going to try. I don't know if we can motivate anybody up there to do it because the gift cards down here obviously won't be any good.
Well,
but I want you to experience those 2 sandwiches at Arby's, and I want it to be worth your while to go there if you're going to eat for free.
Ask for the Bronco berry sauce. It's pretty good. Just put it on the side and dip it.
All right. So again, multiple times we've asked Mr. Cena, what is your take on how this is going to play out with your son's heel turn?
Oh, he still hasn't gone.
I wish I knew. I really do. I wish I knew. I think he's scheduled for 3 matches coming up. So he'll be on TV 3 times. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of him after WrestleMania.
Before, is he scheduled for 3 before Mania or including Mania?
No, in March. 3 in March.
Okay. All right.
So what's the total? 36 dates?
Yep, 36 dates. My take is that I think it'll be a good fight at Elimination Chamber. I'm kind of hoping that that's when he picks up the 17-time world title. I kind of believe that he'll be real heel, but in the end, I believe Cena will turn on The Rock. He'll see the era of his
at Mania. At Mania?
Nope.
No,
I don't believe it's going to happen there because
Survivor Series.
Probably you'll see that happen. I think that Cena will. Rock has a tendency to be demanding. I'm the man. I'm the boss. I'm the final boss, and that's just not going to sit well. He'll dump all over the fans, dump all over everybody. I think Cena will have enough, and ultimately come back to being the guy that he was, the John Cena that we all know and love. It's going to be a nice road. I think it's going to be. I have no idea where the storyline's going. It's going to be a surprise to me, as it is to all the fans. I certainly hope it works out that way. I'm hoping his last match is going to be in Boston. It's either going to be Boston or Madison Square Garden. That's what they're saying on the dirt sheets.
I say the dirt sheets are wrong unless they do it in Boston, because I think they're going to try and sell dome tickets is what I think they're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, and they'll get the money too.
I think that's my take, that it's going to be a good elimination chamber. I think somebody has already pointed out that it'll be the second night that match will be on.
You haven't missed it. We're going to close with it.
This one.
He wants to know why John Cena should have been mad at Cornette and not me. Bob, if you will throw up the picture of Christian Cage with John Cena in the corner.
I will do that. Sure. One moment.
And I've been teasing to tell this for quite some time. Okay. I forgot who we wrestled that night, unless John knows. That's Robert Briscoe, the referee there. That's at Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom. And whoever the hell we were wrestling, I cannot remember for the life of me. But Christian was coming down here to help me and Cena. And John has been called up to the WWE, but not totally full time. He's still back here doing Wednesday televisions. He's doing some Six Flags shows. So he's bouncing back and forth, John Cena is. But John is I think he's realizing his days here are numbered. And so we get in the ring and we do the promo because John had never spoke to me this way before. We have our parts to do, but apparently Cornette did not tell Christian and Cena what my part was. And Cena cuts his promo. Then he hands the mic to Christian, and Christian cuts his. And I think I opened it up. I started it. But Jimmy says, you open, then goes Cena, then goes Christian, and then you put the topper on it. So in other words, he wanted me to come back for a second bit, and it was just a quick topper. It wasn't anything lengthy, but you put the topper on it. So Cena goes, I go, Cena goes, Christian goes. Excuse me, Coltrane. I'm trying to tell a heartfelt story over here.
Oh, I actually got to bounce because we're about to the stadium, but
I was about to kick you out because you're big dogging me, and I don't like that. You're big dogging me. I don't.
Oh, you don't like when anybody takes any kind of credit from you. Or
I don't.
TV time or whatever.
I'm a
Mr. Cena, I will see you sometime.
You bounce.
Hopefully, we'll try to get up to Boston sometime soon.
No, we're not.
Yes, we will. Goddammit. All right, fellas. I'll holler at you later.
Have a good one. Have a good one.
See you, Jason. Get out of here.
Get out of here. So,
DEI hire, you know.
A DEI hire, Mr. Cena. So
that's just a joke. We love you, Jason.
Well, some of us do. So, we've all done our part. Christian cuts his promo, and John and Christian think that's the end of it. I go over, take the microphone from Christian, put my little topper on it, whatever it was. And I'm thinking everything's fine. I think the promos went well. We all did a good job. I did my little topper, and the match ends. We go to the back. John walking right up on me as we're going to the backstage. He says, "I ought to knock you the fuck out right now." I said, "For what?" He said, "You fucking buried Christian's promo." I said, "I did." I said, "What did I do?" He said, "He cut the promo, and then you had to come over there and try and fucking outdo it." I said, well, number one, I didn't see it that way. And number two, I said, I did what fucking Cornette told me to do. Cornette, no way Cornette told you to do that. I said, well, we're about 36 steps from him. I said, when we get there, you ask him if Kenny did what I said. I don't know if fucking pissed at me. If you got a problem, go fucking talk to Jimmy. So me and Cena's yelling at each other amongst our last shows we've ever done together because he thinks I tried to upstage Christian on purpose. I just did what I was fucking told to do, which I'm not good at doing. I finally did what I was told to do and got John mad at me. So John thought he was appreciative that Christian had come down to do the match with him, because they don't have to do that shit. They take a bit of a pay cut to come down and do these things. So I think John thought that I'd upstage Christian, or had tried to, and was looking out for Christian, because I'm going to be working full time with Christian now, not you. So I'm going to look out for the guy I'm going to be with. So, and I'm getting defensive because I just did what I was fucking told to do. So we get there. I said, Jimmy, on the promos, would you like to talk to Mr. Cena whether I did what I was supposed to do or not? I said, I'll leave you two alone. I'm out of here. So I walk away and I hear, no, I fucking told him to do it. He said that I had a reason for it. He said Bolin did what he was supposed to do. And John, but I think John was pissed at me that night for a while because he didn't think, but I think Jimmy would have been mad if I didn't. So, but that night I saw that picture. I said, yeah, he's about to get mad at me here in just a minute. And he was just looking out for Christian. I mean, no harm in it. He just, and John's known me for fucking 3 years by now. And Christian's down here doing us a favor. So he was just looking out for Christian. And, but I put all the heat on Cornette. Go talk to Jimmy. He's the one who fucking told me to do it. So that's how that went. So now we've told the story of why about 25 years ago, I heard your son on a radio show. No, he didn't, because 25 years ago, he was with me. After wrestling Aaron Aguilera, and he mentioned he was doing 10 to 12. That might be true. Was John always pretty disciplined? Well, I can answer fucking that one, but go ahead, Mr. Cena.
No, the answer is yes.
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 Very disciplined in what he ate and how he ate it. I can remember
lots of chicken, lots of rice,
and lots
small
of
meals, many times a day.
I think they showed a take of him in the grocery store throwing chicken and slabs of beef into his wagon with eggs. And I remember when he used to come home, he would complain that, look, I've got to eat in 3 hours. There's nothing for me to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, there's power bars. I guess that'll do. That'll do. It'll have to do. But he did eat 4 to 10 times a day.
Oh, every bit of.
Yeah, he just ate. And he's very disciplined in his eating and very disciplined in his weightlifting and bodybuilding management.
Mm-hmm.
He still
obviously still is. I mean, him and Orton, if anybody looks better now than they did 25 years ago, it's certainly Randy.
Yep.
Randy is a different beast than what he was when he got called up.
I would
And
agree.
John never had an ounce of fat on him when he went up, and he ain't got an ounce of fat on him now.
6 days a week he works out.
And you know the bald jokes, Cena is telling them to do that. There's no way they're taking all these jokes. That's because everybody thinks everybody's trying to get under Cena's skin. There's no way they're doing that shit without John telling them, hey, man, take a shot. You know, fuck, who cares? It's hair.
Let's have fun is what it's all about.
Let's have fun.
That's what it's about in this game. You know,
how many times did I ever get mad at somebody calling me fat or porky or, John himself looked at me in the ring. He says, Kenny, you look like 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. Well, he said crap because it was OVW. You look like 10 pounds of crap. And I go, well, that's obvious.
Yeah.
Why would you point that out? The suit's a little tight.
The young men and women in today's business have to understand that, you know what, if you can't have fun doing this, you shouldn't be in it. You really shouldn't be in it.
And if you got something people want to make fun of, do it.
Yeah, it only makes you know.
Yep. Well, we can't make fun of Kenny weighing nearly 600 pounds. He gets sensitive about that. Well, get out of the goddamn business if that's the case.
Please.
Jesus.
Please.
George Crybaby Cannon. They said he looked like a human waterbed. But no, they said that about, not Paul Neighbors, but God. Somebody that worked in Memphis and Lawler once called him the human waterbed. He weighed less than me, but he looked like a human waterbed. And I can't think
Ronnie Gossett.
Ronnie P. Gossett, yeah. Ronnie P. Gossett. And I tell you what, man, he could get some heat. So we still got 182. People think that we'll be in the show with a lot of people in here. Well, that's not good business. Well, if those 182 people can't get in, and if they're not donating, and they're just watching the show, then it's lateral business. They can come back and watch another show later. So just trying to educate stupid people is all I'm trying to do. But Mr. Cena, thank you so much. We kept you here another hour and 46 minutes. So we damn near put 4 hours together here on back-to-back shows on Tuesday and Thursday. And I greatly appreciate you because as far as I'm concerned, I got the scoop. I got you for anybody else did, as far as I know.
Well, Bill Apter got me before you.
That motherfucker, I hate him. Shit.
Yeah, well, he had a little.
God damn it.
He had an idea about a phone call that we did. I think it's out on YouTube. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Some crazy comments on it. It was basically, hello, Bill. How you doing? It's wonderful. And I kind of went off on him and went a little bit of heel on it. We got some great comments.
Let me guess. He rambled on and took up all the time, wouldn't let you talk, right?
No, as a matter of fact.
Oh, so he doesn't do his show like I do.
That only happens on this show. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't do his show like me. Well, no wonder. Huh?
Matter of fact, you can check that out on YouTube. I thought it went pretty well, even though it was a little static in that phone call that we had. But there's some pretty good comments, interesting comments. I just saw it today on my X page. Somebody put up, Cena's father turned heel way before Cena. First of all, that's not true because the prototype was a heel.
Moniz turned heel.
Yeah, well, what happened was they put that up. Do you remember This Is Your Life, John Cena?
Yeah, I remember. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's the one when I did that famous spiel.
Okay.
Cena doesn't suck. You suck, is what I said.
There you go.
Yeah. And I remember.
Isn't it amazing how he still has kept half the audience hating him and half loving him? And normally it's the half that are there with their dates, whose women there are slobbering over John, and then the half going, I wish she would look at me like that. Well, show the picture, Bob. Show the picture of how the women look at John Cena.
There you go. That's why when I do my shows, I keep my jacket and shirt on, so I don't want to embarrass the kid. I don't want
to embarrass the kid. This is how the women look at John Cena coming up here and just there it is. Look at that.
There it is, right
I
there.
call that little Kenny Bolin. That's what I look like when I was a little 9-year-old. Look at her looking at him. Yeah.
There you go.
That's true love right there, buddy. That's true love. And that's how people look when I won't shut up. Like, God damn, man. Just shut up. Just little Choco. Matching him look for look. But did we get everything answered for everybody tonight? Let me look, see if there's any last minute donations. But we did. What did we do tonight total, Bob?
Counting the YouTube donations, we have $292.
So right, who's good for $8? Who's going to get us to the 300 mark? Somebody's
let's
good for $8.
stay on a little longer. And why don't we get somebody out there that's got a great question, pay the $8, and let's get him over the top.
Yeah, let's get an $8 question here real quick. We got 8 minutes before 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
let's get an $8 question. Let's get 300 even in the house or more. We can do more. And because if not, I'm going to make John Cena Sr. pay me $8 to be on the show tonight, so we get the 300 even, so he can break his own record.
Wow.
Yeah, go guys, tough gig.
Wow.
Tough gig. Then I'm going to show everybody. There it is, John Cena with the $8 challenge.
Yeah, right. John Cena with the $8
challenge out of John Cena.
I'm going to send it to you.
Times are tough in this country. Times are tough in this country.
$5 is on the way. I hope I answered your question about what I expect out of this run. It really is an indecisive run. I think you're going to see an awful lot of swerves here. I really do. Mm-hmm. I think you're going to see. I hope it wins. Then there's going to be, well, am I doing the right thing? Am I going to be the right guy? I wouldn't even be surprised if they tap a little bit on Make-A-Wish, the program itself. Not hard.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it done right.
Yeah.
We have 2 donations that have come in. Are you ready?
Yep.
Dave Martinez has donated $9. Thank you, Dave. We appreciate it.
Top.
And Donald Flowers already done $50 challenge tonight. I have no question needed. Here's your $8. I've enjoyed the show. Donald Flowers. Let me see if Martinez had anything for his.
Well, while you're doing that, I wouldn't expect to see John Cena Sr. involved in this play out to the end. I don't.
If you were asked to participate, what type of pay? I mean, I'm available for negotiations if I need to get in there with you and Triple H, sit down at the desk, start negotiating dollar amounts. I drive a hard bargain, especially when it ain't my money.
Well, I don't think there's any room for the old man on this one. So
I think there's plenty of room for the old man. So we disagree on that. But all right. Well, so we made 309 on the big 309. We peaked at 180. Was it 184? 186?
186. Yeah.
186 was the peak of the viewership. So,
Kenny, the closest announced appearance.
Some new people did donate in here tonight. We appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Hadn't seen Cash Presley before.
June 13th Lexington appearance for John.
Yep.
Is that going to be close enough for you to get down there? It's about an hour away. No.
Bowling?
No,
June 13th. He's appearing where on June 13th?
They're not even let him in.
They won't let him in. That's why he's barred at the door.
Probably so. Where's he going to be June 13th?
Lexington.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, March he's going to be, I believe, is it Belgium?
Yes.
London?
You do know that I was born in Lexington, Kentucky. I own that town. They have statues of me built there. They burned them all down years ago, but there were some statues built.
Civil War people, but
they were made of paper mache and then they lit them on fire. But that's still, that's something. They took the time to build them and burn them. That's got to be worth something.
I had
a question earlier, but worries I might have pissed it being answered.
If it was about CM Punk and Heyman, we didn't answer it, but I don't think Heyman's. There's no story there that CM Punk.
No, there's nothing there.
Can trade in his favor to get into WrestleMania main event because.
Yeah.
Heyman's got nothing to do with any of the events so far. So
no.
Yeah.
Unless they say, okay, I'll take Jay's place, maybe but
yeah, I don't see anything there, to be honest with you.
Do you see him? And this is a good question. I have my own question. Do you see him when he wins the title? Let's be positive. Who knows? It's been swerve after swerve after swerve.
It has been.
Do you see him dropping that back to Rhodes or Jey Uso?
I think Uso.
Jey Uso has to be the champion eventually. The crowd is salivating for it. Mm-hmm. So Jey, I don't know who he's going to get it from, whether it's going to be Gunther or whomever, but Jey has to get that title because the baby faces chase, the heels maintain, baby faces chase, but the chase has to end eventually.
What do you think, Bob?
I think it's because Cody doesn't need the belt.
No.
No,
Let's
I
face
think-
it. Cody's
yeah,
had the
I
belt,
think-
and he don't need it.
I think Jay beats Gunther for the title. I think
I
he
think he
gets
does,
that
too.
belt at WrestleMania.
I
And
think
I
he
think
does too.
that if John's going to drop it, it's going to be to somebody. Maybe they do like a Money in the Bank thing where whoever wins Money in the Bank sneaks up on him from behind and crashes him in the head with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
I got a better idea. He doesn't lose it. He retires with the goddamn belt. And now we have a big tournament that means something.
Could be.
Because I'm taking the belt home.
Well, this
is my belt.
Well, but you see, you can't do that because what you've done is you've made him heel to the very end.
Right.
Not
if you're
really.
gonna have a redemption
Not
arc,
really. He could retire babyface and still take the belt home. You don't have to lose it on the way out. Babyfaces have done it before.
Well, okay, all right. So one of the things that I thought of was that yes, he does have that. He does keep the belt as a face
because everybody's wondering who he's going to lose it to. Let's take that off the table.
Yep,
I ain't going to lose it.
Well,
I'm taking it home.
But let's say
I think he can do it face or heel and make it work. I truly do.
He's got to win it first. That's number one.
Got to win it first. Nothing's in stone in the WWE. You got to remember that.
And then I say I would concur that I've always been saying this, that he takes the belt and said, "This is my last match. I am retiring from wrestling and retiring the championship to the WWE." And then they have this tournament to determine who the next champion will be. That's a good storyline. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. What's your take on it, Bob?
I like it, especially if he brings back the spinner belt and says, "This is my belt. I'm taking it with me." And then,
he is the man that invented the spinner belt.
That,
in all honesty, is what should be done.
Yeah, I would love to see. I think it would be great if he were to retain the belt throughout the rest of his run. But I have a feeling that they want to use John's winning it, and then whoever he loses to is going to be like a next
to be elevated
generation star. They use that as an opportunity to elevate somebody. I don't know if they put it on LA Knight or they put it on one of the. I don't know who else would.
LA Knight's never had the belt, has he?
He has not, and he's never had the world belts. He's had the. I think he said the U.S. belt.
That would be a good one because they missed the peak on LA.
Yeah,
LA had a peak and that has dropped off.
Yeah, I think if they used it to elevate somebody, that would be a way to have, John.
Well, LA would be the one to get back into the program. LA would be the one, and he's pushing 42, isn't he? Isn't he in the year 40? Yeah. I think he would be the one to elevate because I do think Uso will get Gunther. And then if John is going to hand it down on the way out, I don't think he should. I think he should retire with it, face or heel. Because if he stays heel all the way, is it going to keep him from doing movies? No. He's still going to be a movie star. It ain't going to matter. You don't see The Rock giving a shit. You don't see Rock giving a shit about fucking up his movie career.
He'll come back as an ambassador, and they'll just ignore that he was a heel when he left. So
exactly. But if you're going to hand it down on the way out, I would hand it to LA Knight. I can't think of anybody else I'd hand it to because I think Uso has to beat Gunther. I think so. But what do we know?
There's a crazy question. Did you see that question?
It is. Terrible question. No, just kidding, Donald. Wouldn't retiring defeat the purpose of doing the honors on your way out the door? I mean, that's an old tradition, right? Everyone goes out facing
the honors. What are the honors? It's like, I think for the first time since I've been playing in the game, and I'm sure, Kenny, you've been there a long time, the belts actually mean something. They don't turn every 2 weeks. They don't turn every month. So there's a story.
How long did Backlund have it? Backlund and Bruno? I mean, years and years and years.
Bruno had it for almost 8.
Yep. Yeah. So I think there's a good storyline going here. We'll see what happens with that. I don't think this whole thing about doing the honors, I think he's already done that in some ways. Kevin Owens, for example, he put him over. Remember when he had that match with Kevin Owens?
Yeah.
Owens had just come up and he beat John Cena.
I've got a way you could do this that I think John would agree to do, and I get my wish both ways. Whoever John takes on in his last match, and that's what the match is billed as, John Cena's last match, win, lose, or draw. Well, no one's looking for a draw. And John goes a 1 hour draw with LA Knight or whomever. 1 hour draw. I keep the belt. I didn't beat him, but you didn't beat me. The belt's going with me. And you can't bury LA Knight. He didn't lose. And now we have the tournament. And John didn't bury anybody on the way out. And you go 1 hour with the world champion. John's 48. It ain't like he's wrestling a 58-year-old man. John's 48. Might be 49 by then, I guess.
No. He'll be 48. He's 47 now.
Oh, he's 47. That's right. Okay.
Yep.
48 is not old in the wrestling business anymore. It used to be.
Nope.
Used to be considered old, but it ain't no more. And look at your roster. The roster is full of 40-something-year-olds that are still drawing big houses.
We'll see how this all. And again, as I said to Bill after on his little phone call, I said, why don't we just leave it alone and let's see how it plays out? Because apparently people think I have an inside track. Well, first of all, let me assure everyone.
And people would think you would, but I know John well enough.
I do not.
To know that you probably don't, just due to how busy his damn schedule is. Yeah.
I do not. I have, I'll be right up front with folks that when he is home.
I hear more from Randy Orton than I do John Cena. Well, I hear from Randy all the time.
The one thing that we don't do when we're together.
And I'm going to manage Randy and get him 3 more championships and defeat your son. That's what we're going to do.
Well, then I'll make sure I manage Johnny. We'll kick your ass while we're at it. So
what a way to go out! What a way to go out!
Yeah. No, we don't. When
you
John
heard it here first. Like Bowen Orton, Cena and Cena.
We don't even
talk. A wall firm.
We don't talk wrestling when John and I are together.
Yeah,
we don't. It's just something that I guess it's a written rule. How you doing? Everything okay, John? You doing okay? You staying safe? Yes. That's about the extent of it. Not what do you think the next thing's going to be? I am very proud, by the way, and I have his belts. The one belt that I treasure.
Oh, do you have some of the belts?
I have the USA 1 of 1 belt.
Okay.
And I remember at WrestleMania, I was with the Dutch, and we were signing autographs, and somebody walked by, and Dutch said, "I think that
Dutchman tell you suck." I remember I was there. I was the one that said it.
I think that belt's worth a lot of money. I said, "No,
probably so.
$1,500 maybe." So Dutch gets his buddy on the phone, and then Dutch shows me a figure, and this fellow walks up, and he said to me, "That's original belt. That's the only one they ever made." I said, "Right." He said, "I'll give you $45 for it." I said, "I don't think $4,500 is enough." He said, "No, man, $45,000.
45,000, yeah.
And that's when Dutch turned to me and he said, "So, how much you love your son?"
I would have said not that much.
Yeah, I can tell you how much I love my son. I still have the belt.
Yeah,
I still have the belt. What I would like to get is, I understand that with this tour, they have this spinner belt with his face on it, and the logos on the side. This is the last time is now. I wonder if they're going to make a heel spinner. Like, remember when Edge won the belt? He made it the R-rated superstar.
I remember that.
If they ever do that, I would love to get my hands on one of those heel spinner belts. But we'll see if that ever happens. But I think we should just let this play out. I think it's going to be an interesting storyline. I think they're on the right way. It was done the right way. It's shocking. I mean, it's all over the news. Even today, it's still on the news. Guys,
did you watch the Daily Show clip I sent you? Your son got 8 minutes on the Daily Show.
I did. And
great segment, wasn't it?
Yes. And I think it's been done the right way. The fans are happy. Some of them, the majority, maybe or not, but a lot of people are happy that it's finally happened. Let's let it go its way. We all have our predictions. We all know what we'd like to see, but we all know that the WWE, and I said this to somebody, just when you think you got it, they swerve. So let's see where it goes. Let's hope for the best. And I think it's going to be an entertaining program for all concerned.
I just got word from the Rico's podcast host, Amir. And he's watching the show. He says, excellent show, Kenny. And so I appreciate that. And I thought we did a very good one over for their network today, too. I thought it went very well. He does an excellent job, man. I was very glad to meet everybody involved over there. But Amir's watching the show, Rico's host, and he says excellent show. So appreciate the kind words, Amir.
Well, and we want to thank you, Mr. Cena. And I think the best thing that you said there is just enjoy it. Let it play out and enjoy it. Don't spend too much time trying to analyze what's going to happen and just sit back and enjoy it. Have the entertainment be the goal, right? Instead of
just let it
trying
go.
to be the smart mark, just be the mark.
Be the mark. Be the mark. When I used to go to the Louisville Gardens as a teenager, I was 14 when I first went. And then eventually, by the time I was 15, 16, 17, I'd worked my way to the front row because Jimmy was taking pictures. And I knew then what wrestling was. Maybe not to the level that I knew when I finally got in, but I knew what it was. But you forget all that when you're at the matches. And the thing that irks me today, Bob's heard me talk about it. You deserve it. This is awesome. If that had happened when Bill Dundee and Jerry the King Lawler were in the ring, or Terry Funk and Jerry Lawler, they would have looked at each other. Both of them would have flipped the crowd the bird and walked to the back and ended the match. For the fans to think they're that in on it, because now you're admitting how smart you are to what's going on to a degree. I hate that shit because no one ever chanted that because everybody believed what they were seeing. Half of them knew what they were seeing wasn't real. They knew it was predetermined. But you go to the movies and you know it's not real, but you get lost at the movies. And the wrestling matches you go to get lost. And I would be there taking bumps for Lawler when Lawler would get and I'm selling punches for him as a fan, knowing totally what's going. But I wanted to get lost. I wanted to have as much fun watching the match as they were performing it. And that scene, and then I was talking about the facial expressions the other day, where now we have. I know they're paid people at ringside to give those reaction faces, and I'm hating that even worse. The natural reactions are good enough if they're truly being sold what's in the ring. And this is awesome. You deserve it. I hate it. And the facial expressions, now they're looking for the camera to give the expression to.
Right.
And I know that's nitpicking, but it's just one of those things that irks me.
So I know this person never did buy a badge, but Mr. Cena, where can they find your merchandise? Any place, or just come to one of the shows that you're at?
No, they never bought the badge or made the donation, did they?
So this is only because this is putting Mr. Cena over. That's why.
Yeah.
Where can they find your merchandise?
The answer is I don't sell the pop anymore because it costs too much to send.
Costs a fortune to
sometimes
ship
they break. The whoopie pies, I still have to decide on what I'm going to do on that. But I think my mind is working hard, and I think what we're going to try to do is we'll probably send Bolin 24 whoopie pies, and you'll be able to buy those through Kenny Bolin, and the money that's earned on that will go to help the Filipino families.
What price do we need to put on the whoopie pies, including shipping?
The shipping, I don't know how you're going to do that. When I do wrestling shows, I usually sell
Hopefully
those.
I can sell a lot of them locally where I can sell them out on the front poach. Just come to the poach.
I get $6 for each one.
And
I have no trouble selling those.
All right, $12 sounds fair. Yeah.
Well, for one.
Now we've both handled the pie.
Yeah.
We've now both handled the pie.
Well, in your case, they'll get the wrapper. That's about it.
Yeah, they get the wrapper here. Yeah, they get the wrapper.
We'll think about that.
What was inside the wrapper?
But right now, until I talk to the guy that bakes them for me in Maine, the only other alternative is I'll see if he'll let me use his address, his phone number, and you'll be able to order the whoopie pies through
directly from him.
Yeah, and that's a smart move because he pays the postage, the shipping, the handling, your markup on the price. Yeah, you probably make out better that way. And what I'll do is once I come to the decision, I'll let Kenny know. We can put it up on his show for those that are curious. And maybe
Yeah.
I'll do a little bit on my Twitter page to let people know, because
right.
I can tell you, the whoopie pies
Well,
are getting.
we still have 179 people watching live, all fake. I want to point out they're all fake. None of these people are real. Don't know how we did it, but we did it. What I want to point out: will those whoopie pies be real, or will they be fake whoopie pies?
All I know is they're going to be real.
Real good. They're going to be real good. What they're going to be.
Yeah, they're going to be good. Yeah.
Rico gave me a compliment tonight. He says, "King, you look good." I said, "Really? Why is that?" He says, "Your hair looks clean." I said,
There you go.
"Do I often show up with dirty hair?"
Your
Is he
camera's
still
turned
doing-
off. That's why.
Yeah,
Is he still doing
camera
police
ain't
work?
on. You're looking great. What's that?
Is Rico still a police officer?
No, he is totally retired now. He's moved to a ranch in Arizona.
God bless him.
He had to leave when he left the podcast today. He said he had animals. He's got 3 dogs, some horses to take care of, and he's looking for a new job. He moved in with some girl that he likes, and he doesn't like younger girls like me and you, so shame on him. So he's probably moved in with some old bag out in Arizona.
That's because he's not a graduate of the Brigham Young University like you and I are.
Bring him young, baby.
Yeah, I don't care how you bring him, just bring him young. That's the name of the game. So
somebody tried to criticize me the other day. He says, "Kenny, that girl couldn't be 18 years old." I said, "No, there's 2 of them. They're 36.
Oh, God. Well, it's been an honor and a privilege as always.
As
Thank you
always.
again. God bless everyone. Thanks to fans for watching, and thanks for putting us over the top with $300 and some odd. That's
Absolutely, yeah. What we up 309, I think 39, 310, something like that.
Yep, 309.
Yeah. Thank you, Donald Flowers and Mr. Martinez got us over the top there. No thanks to Maxine. Maxine talked about a membership and a donation, and did nada.
So, have we broken any records with this dollar amount?
We have for recent weeks. No, we actually during COVID we had some shows we got as high as $1,200, but
wow,
there's a bell curve on that. People had all that damn COVID money, so people are getting $1,400 checks in the mail, and rental assistance and gas. I mean, just people aren't paying rent and getting $1,400 checks in the mail.
Wow.
When I don't have to pay rent, I got a lot of extra money I can send out too.
My thanks.
And during COVID, I don't think I paid rent for 2 years. So when you don't have to pay rent, you get an occasional $1,400 check in the mail, and then everybody's donating well to the show, you can do a hell of a lot more. So there were some stipulations on some of these shows that made $1,100, $1,200, $1,300. But any night we make 300 is a damn good night. So
that's good.
We don't have a lot of those, and we did it tonight. My little friend is going to get her school pictures. One lady's having her 65th birthday today. She wanted $40 for a pig and cake. Well, she's going to get 20, and they're going to make up the rest of it. We got a lot of people to help. We're not sending $40 for one pig and one cake.
I'm not paying for a pig.
No. I ain't getting no pig and cake for my birthday. Neither are you. And I'm going to be 65 too. As I told everybody, I had my last birthday cake when I was 16. It's never been that big of a deal. Filipinos take their birthdays real seriously until the day they die. And then they have 5 more after that. I don't know how they do it.
Invite the entire neighborhood.
Invite the neighborhood. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate
it. Thank
you,
Bob. Honor and privilege. Always, my friend. Thank you, Mr. Boland. It's always good to work with family. Take care. God bless. And thanks again to everybody out there. And let's see how John Cena's heel turn really turns out.